Do you want to know something I found surprising? Do you know who the biggest fan base for gushing over magical girls is? It's women.
I mean, it's no surprise at all. Look at the biggest fan base for Redo of Healer. Women.
Unironically, Finn on Twitter was talking about it being one of her favorite anime this year.
Yep.
Unironically.
Listen, I don't want to make a blanket statement that all women are bigger degenerates than men. But
no,
the likelihood is
no, John. I'm gonna make the blanket statement. Girl gooners are scary. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And joining me tonight, I have our czar of source material, John.
You know, I was looking at the anime of 2024, and I didn't realize that 8-Bit did Yuru Camp.
Yes, 8-Bit is the news studio behind Yuru Camp now.
Are they new? They didn't do the season 1 or 2?
No, the first 2 seasons and the movie, I believe, were done by C Station.
Okay. Because I was like, season 3 was like done by 8-Bit. I was like, what? 8-Bit does Yuru Camp? Maybe I should watch it.
And the 3rd season looks amazing.
Yeah, it's 8-Bit. Like,
What else do you expect?
I just realized, Shinoda, we didn't give you a chance
Yeah.
to come up with a nickname.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it as well. So it's just me.
It's just
I'm appearing as
it's
me.
it's
just
just
Shinoda.
Shinoda.
Shinoda playing himself for the first time. So 2024 has come and gone. And we're going to talk about some of our favorites and or least favorite things about anime in 2024. This is kind of, we did this last year. This is kind of in lieu of a traditional award show. Sort of a best of look back, I guess. Because John hates award shows.
I hate award shows. Everyone's going to fight about what deserves what. People are never going to be satisfied with anything that you answer.
Yet you were with us 100% of the way when we watched the Game Awards Discord server.
Well, that was more of just like, all right, I already know what the public opinion is for a lot of these. And I was right for a lot of them. Because I'm like, yeah, that's public opinion. Like, it's a no-brainer right now. But
you called
John,
Game of
you
the
were
Year.
there for the trailers.
Bro, you called
Bro,
Game
the
of the
trailers
Year
were loud.
before anyone was saying anything.
I knew, because I knew what was going to win, dude. It's almost like I develop games for a living and I have to know what's in the what is popular.
I will say, to be fair, I kind of thought Shadow of the Erd Tree might have won.
No.
Thank God it
So
didn't.
the reason why Shadow of the Erd Tree didn't win is because, one, people were upset that Elden Ring was there for a DLC. It's not like an actual game release, it's a DLC. So public opinion about that was like kind of split.
Yeah.
Also, Shadow of the Erd Tree, a lot of people hated because of how hard it was. And it wasn't like rewarding hard. It was just like, this is some bullshit hard.
Artificial
Fair
difficulty.
Fair enough.
So I knew it wasn't going to win. Like I was like, it might win a couple awards just because the Elden Ring fans are, rather I should say, FromSoft fans are just fanatics. But I just don't think that many people would have liked it over Astrobot. I just was like, Astrobot is just the game of the year material.
Fair enough. I also just realized this is going to be our very first episode of 2025, so Happy New Year, everybody.
Woo,
Oppa!
Happy New Year!
I hope everyone put on a fresh new pair of underwear.
You
Made the
make
same
that
joke.
joke every year, Shinoda.
Every
Get
year.
your
It's a
material.
damn good JoJo's reference, okay?
It's not even the best JoJo's reference.
But anyway,
But it's
I just
relevant.
feel like for the video game awards, I don't think it's as volatile as anime, because anime is a very volatile market of like,
Yes.
this should win, this should. Need I remind you about the year Yuri on Ice won?
Yeah. I mean, all you have to
Everyone
do
was upset that the gays won something.
all you have to do is look at like Crunchyroll's award show and how much of a shit show that is every year, because like the criteria changes year to year. At least for the award show we used to do, the criteria never changed.
I mean, yeah, but it took so long to like come up with all these categories, and at the end of the day, what do people really care about when we do a anime award show, right? What were the favorites? What is our top picks for whatever we were watching that year?
Yeah.
So it's usually just like It's a pretty simple sweep.
Yeah.
Like listen, Free Run and Apothecary Diaries should not be on this list for this year because we did it last year.
But it ended this year.
But it ended this year, and that's part of our criteria where it's like, as long as the show starts or ends in the year, we can nominate it. So it's kind of just like, it's cheap, it's a cop-out, but that's what we said, and we're not gonna retcon it because I'm not gonna move the goalposts.
We're not
and John, I'm gonna do my best not to say anything when later in this episode you're gonna mention Shangri-La Frontier season 2, not season 1. I'm not gonna say anything.
It's season 2.
Yeah, but season 1 ended this year. Season 2 hasn't.
True. But I said,
season 1 is pretty hype too.
Listen, you guys haven't gotten to the super hype part of season 2 yet.
Fair enough. So first of all, I want to say I'm going to address the elephant that won't be addressed in the room. We liked Arcane a lot. It's not going to appear on any of our lists.
Listen. If you want to listen to what we thought about Arcane season 2, the end of Arcane,
go watch our spoiler cast.
Go watch our spoiler cast. John and I did nearly hour and a half long spoiler cast of that second season, and you can hear all of our opinions on it, good and bad.
Yes, it's anime, but I didn't want to put it in any of this because I was like, I don't think it deserves best of anything in our list, to be honest.
The second though we put Arcane next to anything anime, they're going to be like, no, it's French. You can't put something by a cheese-eating surrender monkey on here.
I think that Arcane is an anime. It is animation. It is an anime. All right. I just don't think it belongs on any of our categories except maybe best art animation. But even then,
it's certainly a great looking animated show for sure.
Yeah, it looks great, but I don't think it has like the best art and animation this year. So that's the only one I could have maybe put it on because it reused the OP from the first season, and I don't like the Imagine Dragons that much. They're like Nickelback. It's like if it's on, I'll be like, yeah, it's whatever. But
I thought you were gonna say they were like creepy nuts.
Wait, their OP is being done by Imagine Dragons?
Yeah, the first and second
the Misery.
Season. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
Wow. Just that. I don't want to ever watch it now.
That song.
I fucking hate the Imagine Dragons.
Listen, I don't hate the Imagine Dragons. But I said it again. Like I said it before in the Arcane spoiler cast. The Imagine Dragons are basically Nickelback, where they make songs that kind of sound...
Nickelback was better.
Debatable.
It's not that bad.
They make songs that sound the same, just like Creepy Nuts is Nickelback. They make songs that sound the same. It's not bad. I'm not gonna go and fucking turn off the radio if I hear them. However, I just was like, it's using Enemy, and I'm like, well, it's a very popular song, so that speaks volumes to the soundtrack. But even the
song was made
like,
for the show.
Yeah, and that blew my mind. Did not know that. But even the OST, I was like, the OST, it's a lot bigger, but it's not as good as season 1's OST.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just wanted to...
My reason for why I didn't put Arcane, not because I don't think it's an anime, because I don't think it deserves any of the best of.
I wanted to address it because invariably someone would say, well, you guys talked about Arcane. Why wasn't it on any of your lists?
I don't think anyone cares, to be honest.
I mean, maybe. We'll see. But... I guess we'll just go down this list as we have it. So I guess the first thing we're going to talk about is best art and or animation. Now, I have my issues with Solo Leveling season 1. However, one of those issues is not the animation. I thought the animation in Solo Leveling was very crisp, very clean. The fight scenes in it were very well choreographed, very well animated. I don't know how accurately they are portrayed in the manhwa. That's something that John would probably have to tell me.
Well, first of all, Chinoda has also read all of it as well.
Oh,
yeah,
both, I believe, right? You read the manhwa and the web novel, or have you
manhwa only, not the web novel. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they don't skip very much. The only thing they change between the web novel to the manhwa, and I'm assuming it's going to happen in the anime as well, is the amount of anti-Japanese stuff inside
Ah.
of it.
Yeah.
It is a big part of it in the manhwa, or
Do you
in
know-
the web novel. In the manhwa, they censor it quite a lot. They really reduce it to make it like not as hateful towards the Japanese. But there's a huge Jeju Island is basically shitting on the Japanese. The arc.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, they show the Japanese as like they call them like rat bastards and shit, and I'm just like ooh, because there's the whole. First of all, they've been fighting.
All
over
of
Jeju
Asia
Island.
hates Japan.
All of Asia hates Japan because they did a lot of bad things back in the day. So much so that we had to drop 2 bombs on them. But
whistles in American.
yeah. But I think that the animation in Solo Leveling season 1 was really good. I was very shocked that A1 did this because I was like, A1 doesn't do bad anime adaptations, but whoever they put onto their team for Solo Leveling is like the S tier team at A1 Productions.
They did
Definitely.
really good animation wise. My one problem with it was actually the lighting. When I think about it, I thought it was a little bit too dark.
There's a lot of stuff that is dark, but I feel like it's
you understand why it's dark because you read the manhwa. You understand it's thematic.
I do.
It is thematic.
That's what I was gonna get at. It's like it seems appropriate for what story's being told. I don't know. It just seems that way to me.
When we
as an
do our
outsider.
season 2 spoiler for it, when it comes out next season, I believe
We never did a spoiler cast for season 1, by the way.
Did we not?
No.
Oh shoot.
We should do that
Well.
though. You know what? I'm willing to do it, especially after season 2 drops.
We'll review it after season 2 drops because season 1 is a preamble. Let's be honest here. There's
Okay,
not
we'll
too
do
much
like
to
a
say about it.
combined spoiler cast then for season 1 and 2.
But season 2, well, at the end of season 1, we understand like his true ability, and it's like we're gonna learn more about that in season 2. So it's gonna be it will be understood why it's thematic about why it's darker. Like it has less lighting.
Well, I also thought that since a lot of the action set pieces take place within dungeons, or what is ostensibly dungeons, it makes sense for it to be dark. There's no light.
Here's the thing. There are plenty of dungeons that actually have natural light in them or magical light.
Yeah, the next
in
one
them.
they're going in. They show in the trailer. It's like it's white. It's like a mountain range, snowy mountain range.
But like the fight where they're fighting like the statue things.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that
Those are
made
like
sense.
underground dungeons.
That made sense that was dark because like they're in just this giant chamber that has no windows, no lights, no nothing.
Yeah, I definitely solid animation.
Yeah.
But it has like I did rewatch the first fight, like the first real hype fight scene. I did rewatch that like 3 times because like, oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god.
It's pretty good.
But it's so the problem with giving it best art and animation for me is that the fights there's like what 3 major fights in season 1, maybe
Like 3.5, yeah.
like
Three and a
there's
half, yeah.
more than 3 fights, but there's 3 major fights, like
I mean,
the really awesome ones.
Unless you count like the stuff you see at the very beginning where they're already on the island. But I feel like it's like a flash forward, then you get the flashback. I don't know if that's supposed to be a flash forward or it's supposed to be happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's a flash.
That's what
forward.
I'm considering like
It's a flash
half.
forward.
I mean, not real. So
I'm
what
considering
we
that the
see-
half a fight.
What we see in the beginning is the first expedition to Jeju Island.
Okay, I'm considering that like half a fight you get to see.
Yeah, so it's like that's kind of just like something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
Before we get to the main character storyline, but yeah, to me, it's got solid animation, but I didn't want to give it to Solo Leveling. Your second choice here, though, Spice and Wolf remake.
Yeah. So this is not necessarily for the animation so much it is for the art direction. They
Right.
made a very conscious choice with the Spice and Wolf remake this year to go more in line with a light novel art style, which I fully endorse. I was a little hesitant when I first saw it, especially with like the teaser art that they first showed off for it. But I think it was a great choice to go with light novel style. I think of all the different art styles we've gotten for Spice and Wolf so far, it's my favorite. And I think it looks great in actually animated. Now, I will say there are parts of Spice and Wolf remakes animation that aren't phenomenal. The CG transformation scene, but that's one scene. I mean,
Yeah, I was also hesitant because I was like, ooh, they're doing the light novel art instead of the manga art, and I was like, I don't know about that. I'm used to seeing the original.
Yeah,
But
you're used
after
to seeing
I
the original like anime style for the first anime that was made because
yeah, and
that
I liked the first anime.
but
It
that
doesn't
looks
look
more in
bad.
line with how like character designs and art was at the time it came out in the late 2000s.
Yeah, but now when I look at it, I'm like, okay, I think that the remake is a lot better.
Hola
Like
looks a lot cuter. I'm just gonna say it.
She
maybe it was
absolutely does.
a lot of copium on my end about like no the original is the best. Just like after watching Ian's Full Metal Alchemist 2003 review,
Great
I was
video,
like,
by the way. Go
Great
watch it.
video.
great video.
We need to
I
have
watched it. I
listen,
was just like,
we need
bro,
to
I
have him
can't-
on to talk about that video. It's really good. And just talk about Full Metal Alchemist in general.
Well, I was just like, is it copium that I'm like, no, 2003 was really good, but it's like
Yes.
the points that he made. I'm like, he's got valid points. I can't critique him. He's
It is
right.
100% copium, John.
I still
Listen.
argue by the fact that it's good. Brotherhood is just ascended.
Yeah, but like at this point in time, just like with Brotherhood, you know, when Brotherhood first came out, I was like, no, you should still watch 2003. But at this point in time, I'm like, yeah, maybe just don't watch 2003.
Just watch
listen-
Brotherhood. It's fine.
Well, just listen to Ready Steady Go
yes.
and listen to was it Rewrite? It's Rewrite.
Yeah, Rewrite. Is that? I'm
Yeah, I was like,
assuming
I
that's
don't
what-
know the song from 2003. The
Yeah,
Asian
it's
Kung Fu
called
Generation.
Rewrite.
Yeah, it's
Rewrite,
Rewrite.
yeah.
I was like, I don't remember what the song title was. But yeah, just go listen to those two songs and then go watch Brotherhood.
Actually, no. Don't just listen to the songs. Watch the OPs themselves because the OPs are good. They're very well animated.
Yeah, but like Ian says it's like we never see any of these fights in the OP, by the way. And I was like, damn,
No, but
true.
that doesn't
True.
mean that doesn't mean that the OP itself can't in a vacuum can't be good.
Yeah. But with the Spice and Wolf remake, I'm like, yeah, I just if you're gonna watch any Spice and Wolf, go watch the remake. Like it does the original way better.
Also, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch John and I talk about it in our spoiler cast.
Yeah, I know. Stop with the plugs, guys. Enough.
There's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight that we have done spoiler casts on this year
Because we like these things.
because we like them or they were very popular or both. But yeah, I just wanted to put Spice and Wolf on here because of the very different art direction that they went with compared to the original anime, and I think it works really, really well. It works better than the original art style, I think. And Hulk,
Okay.
so cute. She's so cute.
Now,
Super.
I put Blue Box for best art and animation because I still haven't finished it. I've only watched 3 episodes so far.
Cheating.
I feel comfortable enough giving it best art and animation of the year because I haven't seen anything that looks nearly as pretty and nearly as well animated. Because this is a sports anime, and I talked about how the art was really pretty before when I only watched 1 episode, and I was like, yeah, it's really pretty, but I haven't seen any like real sport action animation scenes, so I can't really judge it based on animation.
Mhm.
But I'm told it's really good by a lot of people. And then I finally got to the point where I'm like, oh, I've seen some of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, the art and animation is fucking bonkers. Not bonkers, but it's really good. And I think it's the best of the year. Now, the story to me for Blue Box is just like a stereotypical rom-com, but that's not bad. Like, it's cute. It's about a guy who falls in love with a girl, and they both are in sport clubs, and then she ends up having to live with the guy. So it's like very stereotypical rom-com setup. But
Okay.
it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just stereotypical.
I haven't watched this yet, but I want to. I have seen a couple of clips from the show though, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. The only problem with Blue Box is that it is on Netflix. So,
Yes.
I'm sure it's not going to be nearly as popular as it could be if it was on something like Crunchyroll. Because me and Shinoda talked about this before. To be
Yep.
good on Netflix, you have to just be a good show in general for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't think a anime rom-com is for a lot of people. It's a rom-com, so it can be popular with like the general public, but it's not made for the general public because it is a rom-com.
It's so weird with Netflix because if it doesn't become a cultural phenomenon, almost no one hears about it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, for example, something like Stranger Things or Squid Game. Like, those things became cultural phenomenons, and you know they're on Netflix because they became cultural phenomenons.
Oh
It's
god,
such
Squid
a
Game.
shame that Netflix is such a walled garden.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Squid Game just came out.
It's got to be
I haven't-
bad. It's got to be horrible.
I watched a Charlie review on it. He said it's not bad, but it's not like my main issue with Squid Game having a season 2 and all this other
It
stuff.
completely negates the message of the fucking show.
Yeah, like it's like
And that's the hilarity of it.
it's so bad. Squid Game
Franchising
is supposed to be
Squid
about
Game-
how capitalism bad, and Netflix goes right around. Is like, oh, it's about capitalism bad. That's too bad. Throws it out the window. Let's make a spinoff. Let's make a season 2. And apparently, it's setting it up for a season 3. And I'm just like, oh lord. And it has that spinoff series where Mr. Beast does a whole Squid Games thing, and then I believe Netflix themselves had their own Squid Game, freaking like live action show or whatever. Like not
Yeah.
live action show, like their own reality Squid Game or some shit.
They
And I was
also
like,
made a game out of it.
I hate this so much, dude.
Yeah.
I hate all of it so much. It's just like shitting on the message of Squid Game, and it
But-
really detracts from like as an artistic piece, it detracts from it.
But there's no doubt that the first season of Squid Game was 100% a cultural phenomenon when it came out.
That is true. I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
escape it, like whatsoever.
Yeah. Same with what's that other Korean thing? Parasite. That movie was pretty big when it came out too. I don't think that was on Netflix though. I just
I don't
remember
know.
it being a really big like thing when it came out.
I watched it on a plane ride. I don't think it deserved to win all those awards. I think it only won that because of like
it won best picture at the Oscars, and everyone was like, "Huh?"
yeah, like what is this Korean show? I watched it. I thought it was good, but I don't think it deserved an Oscar. And I think it was more of a geopolitical thing, if anything. But that's beside the point.
Maybe.
We're here talking about anime.
We're here
Yeah,
talking about
I
Blue
know that.
Box.
I'm done talking
Not
about Blue
Blue
Box.
Blocks.
Go watch it.
He already watched it.
Okay.
For me, in the best art and animation category, McCain, Too Many Losing Heroines.
McCain?
Did he say McCain like
McCain.
John McCain?
Make Ine.
Make Ine.
However the fuck you say, I forgot. Look, I'm
Make
tired.
Ine.
Make Ine. Make Ine.
Anyway, I genuinely love the art, most especially in this show. The animation I thought was really damn good as well. It was top notch, but like it was especially the art that really made me put this show as the single show I'm nominating for this category, because it wasn't just the character designs, it was the setting as well, the clothing, the surroundings. Everything was paid beautiful attention to the detail. The colors were fan-freaking-tastic. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing art. Like, this is, let me put it on my desktop as the background art. Like, and that's probably the highest amount of praise I can give to something. Like, yo, I'm gonna put this as the desktop. It's really beautiful. And that's like, of all the aspects I loved about it, and this will come back, like, this is one of those aspects that I was like, wow, of everything this year, it really stood out to me.
Okay.
Now you say putting it on your desktop, but have you put it on your phone?
Bro, there's spoilers in that. Wallpaper, stop.
bro, it's in the first episode. What are you talking about?
I have two
What?
specific images on my background for my phone.
It's not safe
and
for work.
Yeah, it's
It's not safe for work. We can't show it. on
Don't
camera.
show
I'm gonna
boobies.
blur
It's safe. It's safe. Well, the lock screen is safe. It's the Konosuba one.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
That's
It's
It's the same one I've
that's-
had for years.
That's safe. That's fine.
The
One
other
of these
one is a
days-
Black Rock shooter one, and I'm not sure if that's
No,
Yeah.
I've seen it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of these days, I will watch Too Many Losing Heroines. It's one of the things that I didn't get to yet this year that I really want to.
And after how much I've yapped about it, I hope so.
Oh, you got a
Nah.
degree in yapology about this anime. Which is fine. I mean, I've heard not just from you, but from a lot of other people that this is a really damn good anime.
Yeah. All right, next
All right.
category.
Next-
Best
next-
OP.
The next two are John's forte right here, baby.
All right, Music
I
Man.
All
So
right.
for the best OP, how I ranked the best OP is, did I download it this year and do I listen to it? There are only, on this entire list of best OP and ED, there are only 3 that I have downloaded and listened to. Now, Alex, I see here that you have Haru by Yorishika, which is the
Yes.
free-ren second OP.
I really like that OP a lot.
I really like that OP as well. I really like Yorishika as well. It did not make it on my list
Oh,
of
that's
like,
a shame.
I need to listen to this on repeat.
It's
'Cause
good.
I'm the type of guy that if I like a song, I'm gonna listen to it like 100 times in a row, and then I'm gonna listen to it forever.
Yeah.
This is not one of those forever songs.
I don't know. I really liked it, and I loved the visuals of that particular OP. I think I like the visuals for the second OP a little bit more than I like the visuals for the first, but I like the first song a little more. But the first OP came out in 2023, so
For me, my only criteria was, do I like the song? I don't care about the visuals at all.
Oh, okay.
Because
Fair
the
enough.
visuals can be cool, but like, if I don't like listening to the song, I'm never gonna fucking care about watching it, right?
That's fair enough. I tend to think of OPs, OPs and EDs. I judge them by sort of 50-50. Do I like the song? Do I like the visuals?
No, mine is purely musical.
Just fuck the vision. There could just be a black screen there for all he cares.
Tabi no Yukue by Hana Hope, Spice and Wolf remake.
Yep, that was the first OP.
It was all right.
The reason I put this here is, one, it calls back to the first OP of the original Spice and Wolf anime. But also, like, just the sound of the music, it sounds like we're going on an adventure. And that's kind of what Spice and Wolf is. It's an adventure.
Yeah, at least the first part of it, yeah.
Yeah. And I think the visuals kind of match that too. I know that you were kind of weirded out by the rotoscoping in the OP.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird. Not a bad song.
Yeah, those are my two choices. Really, for best OP of the year, I do want to put a couple of shout outs out there to the two earworms of the year. One of them being Bling Bang Bang Born from Mashal season 2, and the other one being Shiko Noko 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 Kashtantan.
Oh God, I hate that song.
I'm not saying those are great OPs, although the Mashal OP is genuinely really good. But those songs in particular were earworms that got stuck in my head for many weeks.
Yeah. Bling Bang Bon did make it in my list. It is the only Creepy Nut song I actually have downloaded, and I like listening to it because it's so good. It is so good.
I love the fact that almost every member of Whole Life now has covered that damn song.
Oh wow.
It's just a really good fucking song, and I just really like Mashal. It really fit, like, so they interviewed Creepy Nuts about like how they made the song, and they're like, well, we were told that they needed a song for about magic, so we were just like, yeah, when you cast magic, that's what Bling Bang Bon means. It's like you're doing magic, you're casting magic. And it was like, fair enough, dude, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean it fits Mashal really well, and the visuals for that are really fun.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
fun.
no, super
Mashal
good.
doing the kick dance, like,
Yeah,
bang bang, bing bang bang bon.
I just want to say, I actually did not watch the first season of Mashal last year, and I started watching it this year. If you've like slept on Mashal, go watch it. That fucking shit is funny as fuck.
Me and John been telling people.
I finally
good.
watched both seasons earlier this year, and boy, man, that show is funny as fuck. You'd think with the gimmick that it kind of starts out with that it would overstay its welcome really quickly. It doesn't.
Well, I can tell you that Mashal, it's not long running. It only has like 200 chapters or something.
Oh wow.
If that, or 170. I don't remember how many chapters it has. It will be ending like probably in season 3 or 4. Like, it's not too much left to cover.
Man, hopefully it gets more earworm OPs.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully.
I have a feeling it's probably going to be season 3 on a movie.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's not too much left to like.
That does
really
seem to be
do.
that seems to be the route du jour is 3 or 4 seasons plus a movie. Done.
If it works, you know.
It works. I mean,
Chinoda, I see here you have Otonoke. Not even close, dude. Not
Bro,
even.
That
I
only-
fucking love it.
that's the
Thank you
Don
very
Don
much.
OP, right?
That's the Don.
Yes,
Don
that's the
OP.
Don
The
Don
only
OP.
thing that song has going for is Don 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 Don. Everything else about that is weak.
I like the interlude part where they're like hi da da hi da da hi da da hi da da.
I guess that's
like
that's
that part.
alright too.
But then the rest, I'm just like, I hate the rest. I'm just like, nah, not for me.
Fair enough.
But
me,
I will admit that the OP fits very well. Creepy Nuts has done very well so far.
I think
with
this was
Bling
Creepy
Bang
Nuts'
Bong.
year, honestly.
And Otonoke. Is it Otonoke? Otonoke, yeah. I was like Otonoko. I was like, no, that's not it.
No, that's completely different.
Completely different. Otonoke. At least the visuals of it look really good, and
I
it
love the
does match
visuals.
Don Don.
So
Because
good.
Don Don is just crazy off the wall shit. And it's like the OP is crazy off the wall shit.
I think
and again, they do really well with like, hey, can you make us a song for this anime? What's the anime about? They're like, yeah, we could do that. It's like talented, fairly talented.
I mean, I think I said this before on a monthly dump that we did. Like, the song is all right. I mean, it's an all right. I don't think it's anywhere near as catchy as Bling Bang Bon, but I don't like the visuals for Don Don's OP at all. I think it looks ugly as sin.
Wow.
I think it's one of the
It's
worst
supposed to
looking
be.
OPs of the year.
It's supposed to be weird and out there because that's what the show is about.
But it
But
looks
aliens
like
and ghosts,
it
dude.
looks so much like someone has upscaled it using AI to be artificially 60 frames per second, and I hate that shit.
I can see where you're coming from with that.
I've said it
is-
before, smooth animation does not equal good animation.
Oh yeah,
That's
oh,
true.
yeah. So yeah, no,
I don't.
think
I don't know this other one that you have on here.
Konosuba season
That's the-
3 OP.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll watch season 2. The Mega.
If
Man
I had
spin-off
$1
and
for
the
every time
movie.
John said that,
I
I'd
don't-
have so many
We would have had a
monies.
lot of money.
I had so many monies.
Could have gone out for dinner this year with that.
listen. I can't believe myself about how much I did like Konosuba season 1,
And
but
you
I still
haven't
can't
touched
believe I
it
haven't
since.
watched the rest of it.
Now, season 3
I have no
of-
doubt I'll enjoy the rest of it, but I just was like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
season 3 of Konosuba was really good, and the OP is actually another banger.
Yeah, so I'm not just basing these off the songs themselves. I'm also basing it off the visuals as well. I loved for everything that I put down, both Otonoke and Bling Bang one. This was Creepy Nuts year in terms of songs. I think they rocked the anime world with their OPs, and I thought it was great. John doesn't like them that much, except for like one and a couple other parts.
Just because I
but-
don't like them doesn't mean they're bad. Like I said,
no, they're, in my opinion, they're great, and this was definitely their year in terms of visibility.
Yeah, I would agree
great
with that.
songs, great visuals. I fucking loved it. And Konosuba season 3 OP, Growing Up by
Machiko.
Machiko. Was, I thought the song was all right, but the visuals themselves, it was literally one of their adventures as the OP. It went by so quick, but like it was literally a whole episode in the single OP, and it was fantastic to watch. I didn't skip it a single time, just because every time I watch it, I was like, oh, I didn't see that before.
Honestly, like the OP visuals for it just feel like a condensed episode of Konosuba.
It literally is. It quite literally is.
Okay. For me, my favorite OP of this
I will be right
year
back, John. Continue.
is Sign by. Well, I've always said Aimer. We talked about it's actually pronounced it's supposed to be French.
I'm
I'm Aime. It's Aime.
Amy.
Aime. No, you're supposed to try to say Amy, but pretend you're like Scottish. Aime. But I'm gonna say Aimer for the rest of it. But according to
Sure.
Aime herself, it's supposed to be Aime, like French. But Sign is the second OP for the second core of Spice and Wolf, and holy shit, it is no secret here that I have a couple of favorite artists. Aimer is one of these said favorite artists because I love her voice. The visuals for the OP were nice and calming. It's a very nice and calming song. I literally freaked the fuck out when I saw the episode where they swapped to the OP, and I was like, and I was next to Alex in LA, and I was like, Alex, did you know that Aimer's doing the new OP for Spice and listen, it's so good. Listen, Alex, wake up, listen to it.
You were bullying poor Alex.
It is a wonderful freaking song. It is up there, like I would say it's probably one of my top 5 Aimer songs nowadays.
Oh wow,
it's just really good, dude. I have an honorary mention here, and it's gonna be for Absolute Zero by Natori, from the anime Windbreaker. Now, Windbreaker,
that was a really good song, actually.
First of all, I'm
only so glad you put that there too, because it's a fucking banger.
Dude, it's so good, and it fits so well. Like, the animation that they use in the OP is fucking phenomenal. Which studio did this? Was it
the song or the anime?
The anime and the song. It was Cloverworks, I believe.
I believe you're correct. Let me double check.
I think it's Cloverworks that did the anime.
It is Cloverworks. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute bang up job in the animation. Like, I wanted to give best animation to Cloverworks, but I was like, yeah, but the art and stuff doesn't look that great. But the animation is really good, because there's a lot of fighting and stuff, and it looks really fucking cool, dude. But Absolute Zero by Natori is a really good song, and the only other Natori song I know is Overdose. Like, I believe that's his most famous song. Like, the one song that everybody knows from Natori is that. But now they also know Absolute Zero, because it's just so good. And the opening is literally the first fight sequence that happens in the anime in episode 1 is the OP. Like, yes. It's just really well. They're like, fuck it. Why make an actual anime opening? We'll just reuse this asset that we just made. We spent so long animating this. We're just going to use that. So it's like, it's the actual fight combat scene in the first episode. It looks really good. It's really fucking good.
I wish they
talk
made
about
something
Windbreaker
else
later too.
Yeah.
But I would say that it doesn't, outside of like being animated fluidly, I don't think it looks that great of it, like the show itself, because
that song is a banger though.
The song is a banger, but like the character designs and stuff of the show is like it's kids in a middle school, high school outfits. Like it's not amazing character design. Like, they kind of look like stereotypical high school anime boys, in my opinion.
They literally do, yeah.
Because they are.
They are.
Yeah, because they are. Not very memorable, but I just honorary mention.
I'm just glad you
really
brought up Windbreaker, because it gives us a chance to talk about it later, John.
I mean, I was going to talk about Windbreaker later as well.
Yeah.
I think you were actually.
I was
we are,
too,
yeah.
For one of our other categories. But we'll move on to best ED, unless you have anything else to add, John.
No, that was it.
All right. I'm going to talk about an ED that John originally listed as an OP because he's a dummy.
I thought it was an OP because, again, I don't watch Monogatari anymore. Like, I stopped. I haven't watched after
did you watch second
Owari
season?
Monogatari.
Owari? Oh, okay.
No.
So you've watched
it was
all the way up to Owari.
Owaru or Owari?
Owari.
Yeah, Owari Monogatari. I stopped after that.
Okay.
And I haven't seen anything
well, then
else
you don't
past
have
that.
You don't have that far to go to catch up.
Oh, okay.
There's Zoku Owari, there's Kizu Monogatari, and then there's off season and monster season, which is currently airing.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not like you got that far to go.
No. However, the ED is
Undead. Undead by
And
Yoasobi.
another fucking band that I just
Banger.
absolutely listen to all the time is Yoasobi. They can do no wrong, in my opinion.
Banger after
Undead
banger.
is such a good fucking song.
It is.
I haven't seen the visuals for it. I just was like, oh, new Yoasobi song, Undead though. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, isn't that the Mint Golem girl, whatever her name is?
Yeah.
I don't even remember her name.
I
anymore.
love the fact that you called her Mint Golem Girl because her OP from Suki Monogatari is Orange Mint.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
that's
I
great.
remember Mint because she had a song. It was something Mint,
Orange
and
Mint.
I call her Golem because she's like a golem or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't remember her name.
a living doll, but close enough.
Golem. Yeah, she's a golem. She's the
Ononoki.
Oh, yay, peace, peace, Oni-chan, peace.
Yay, peace.
It's that chick. I don't remember her name.
That's Ononoki.
Lord.
Ononoki. Yeah, so it's like a picture of Ononoki, and all I hear is just Ikura just singing in Undead though, like Undead though, past the future must change. The future.
If you've seen Monogatari, John, you know that like black and white paper cutout style that a lot of the EDs have, especially past second season.
Yeah,
that's the style of the ED.
Again, it doesn't matter to me. The song is just really fucking good, really catchy.
It's visually, it's a really
absolutely
good
love
ED
it.
as well.
I believe Undead is my most played YOASOBI song this year as well.
That is
really
surprising.
Because it's so good.
Even more than Idol.
Idol was last year, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that, but that doesn't mean you can't listen to it this year.
No, I still listen to it, but I've listened to more Undead than I have Idol.
You know what? Fair enough. It's a great song. It's an absolute banger.
Dang. All right, I gotta look this song up later.
It's great. I mean,
It's really
fucking
good.
Chinoda,
It's a
just
really good
fucking
song.
watch Monogatari. Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll get
It's
around to
gonna
it when I
take
get
so
around to
long.
It'll take him less time to watch Monogatari than it will for him to watch the first 50 episodes of One Piece.
it. Oh my god. Told you, I'm gonna get the Blu-ray, then I'll start watching.
Anyway, I'm
Anyway.
assuming this song that you have here is also from because of the voice actor names in it. I'm assuming it's Konosuba.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got it.
All you had to see was Rie
it's-
Takahashi.
Well, Sora Amamiya and Ai Kayano, and then Rie
Yeah.
Takahashi.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, those are the girls who
Those are the
voiced-
three idiots.
Yeah.
You can't forget the
Anohi
squad.
no Mama no Bokura.
Yeah, so it was just again, just like the OP, it's a little adventure put in much calmer, much slower. As is the tradition for Konosuba EDs, they're really chill.
It's Japanese
Oh.
folk music.
Yeah, it's literally just Japanese folk music, real relaxing, real slow adventure type ED, and the visuals fantastic, and the music just so calming, so soothing, and like I never skipped it just because I was like, yo, this is just a vibe session. This is a nice vibe session. We everything's right with the world now. It was great.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, for me, I have Undead here because, like I said, it's my number one YOASOBI song this
It's
year.
great.
I haven't seen the visuals, so I can't judge it based on that. But I absolutely love the song. One thing I have seen the visuals of that I just really like is "Side You" by Himika Akanea. I don't know, however you pronounce her name. From motherfucking Ghost Season 2. MF Ghost Season 2. I really liked the ED for Season 1 as well. Because it's just like vibes, bro. First of all, I love the Initial D / MF Ghost art style. Because it's like the realistic 90s anime art style. And I'm just very nostalgic for that.
Mhm.
And we get to see the main
Bro.
protagonist like love interest. We just get to see her all dolled up and stuff, and she's just being driven around. I'm just like, bro, vibes. This is all just vibes, and I love the songs.
I'm just saying, if y'all sleep. Some of y'all out there sleeping on MF Ghost.
MF Ghost is, but
I'm just saying.
It's hard for me to say that MF Ghost is really good because it is obvious that I'm nostalgic for Initial D. So
Hey,
it's kind
you're
of
not
like
the-
how
you're not the
good
only
is it
one.
outside of liking Initial D? You know what I'm saying? Like if someone who is not into cars, if they were to watch MF Ghost, because the only people who I know that are hyping up MF Ghost are the people who absolutely love cars and loved Initial D,
Yeah.
or at least love cars.
Or,
so it's hard for
or
me to,
loved
to, like-
Initial D.
Yeah, so it's like it's hard for me to recommend this to people who aren't either in love with Initial D or in love with cars.
Well,
Because
John,
those are the
you
only
and
two
I-
types of people who actually watch this.
You and I must not
That's
be the
fair.
only ones because at least for season 2, it's sitting at just under an 8 out of 10.
Oh wow.
because the type of people who like these shows really like these shows. It's about cars and racing, bro.
You're not wrong.
The car boosts are strong.
Side U though is an excellent vibe song. Like it's so chill, bro. Oh,
You're right.
It's so good. I never skip the ED for MF Ghost. Just like how if I were to watch Monster season, I probably would never skip the ED because it's Yosobi.
Yeah. It's great. Some of y'all just sleeping on MF Ghost. I'm just throwing that out there.
MF Ghost is really good.
And you don't necessarily have to have watched Initial D to.
You don't need to watch Initial D
appreciate
at all. I have a coworker who loves MF Ghost because he loves racing and stuff. He used to street race. So he loves, like I said, he's in love with cars, so he likes the show. However, he's never seen Initial D, and he's still enjoying MF Ghost quite a lot. And it's because we talk about like the fucking like, bro, this grip to weight ratio, and then we're talking about the horsepower, and then we're talking about the course race. It's because it's so technical. That's what I like about MF Ghost. It's so technical. It's like it's fantasy bullshit because there's no. I should really do a spoiler cast about MF Ghost.
We should. I'd not be opposed to it.
Or you could just join our Discord where I talk
where
about
John talks about it every other day.
About like, bro, I just saw the newest episode of MF Ghost. MF Ghost is one of the shows where I regretted watching this every week because it's a fucking cliffhanger show. Every fucking episode ends on a goddamn cliffhanger outside of maybe 2 or 3, okay? Yeah. And it's just like, I just want more. I need to see more. I can't wait. I'm this close to going to read the fucking manga.
It sucks having to wait, doesn't it?
See, the thing is, I don't think the manga would be nearly as good as the anime because, first of all, we have the Eurobeat music, right? The fucking awesome Eurobeat shit, just like from Initial D. But you don't have to enjoy Initial D to watch MF Ghost. Like, there are a bunch of callbacks to Initial D. Because there's people like the people who run MF Ghost are from Project Dream, Initial D's project, right? The people for the team from Initial D, and they have and the main character guy Kanata, he is the apprentice of the main character Takumi of Initial D, and it's pretty cool. And then like his new rival is the apprentice of Takumi's friend, but also rival, where he rides because in Initial D Takumi was the best downhill drifter, but the best uphill racer was Ryosuke?
Ryosuke.
Fuck, what was his name? Is it Ryosuke? I don't remember the guy's name.
Ryosuke, something like that.
That guy.
Starts
the guy
with
who rides the oh my god. FS 2000? The fuck was it?
Was it an FS 2000?
I don't remember the card. Like
I don't remember.
Whatever the car was, the yellow, and then he has the yellow paint job as well, and I'm just like, oh, this new rival to Kanata in season 2 it's mirroring Initial D, so again, cool callbacks, right?
Yeah,
very cool. And the guy announcing in MF Ghost is the voice actor of Takumi, the main character from Initial D. Super cool.
Yeah,
it's very obvious to me,
and the ED's great,
and the ED is great, but it's very obvious to me that the people who are working on MF Ghost are just in love with Initial D and also the cars. Like it's a labor of love thing. You can really see their passion in it.
100%. All right, now it's time to get into the part where we fight because we're going to talk about best boys and best girls.
I don't think there's too much of a fight here. Like I don't disagree with any of your choices here.
I mean, except what? Except what, John?
Except the reasons I think one of these characters Chinoda has listed is not because he's best boy, but because of some other nefarious thing.
I think it has a little bit to do with.
Wow, accusations.
I think it has a little bit to do with someone's love of pocket pool with these type of character designs.
So I have 2 here. I really should have listed 3 because I also wanted to talk about Rudy from Mushoku Tensei. Because I do think he's a good boy, if sometimes a little dumb.
You said Rudy, and I was like, I should just make a troll pick. I'll pick Paul. I think Paul was the best boy this season. Like he did give the ultimate sacrifice. Like
oh god.
Go
best
watch
Father's Day present, you could say.
Oh my god. Can I just say, because I was going to save this for later, but since you brought it up already, can I just say it is either the best cosmic coincidence ever that that specific episode aired on Father's Day, or they planned it and they're absolute mad lads. Because
Absolute
that
monsters.
is
Why would they do that?
because that I realized, I looked it up after the fact. That's also Father's Day in Japan. It is Father's Day in America and in Japan on the same day. And I'm thinking to myself,
I think it was pure coincidence, but
it has to be, because if they tried to plan it that way, that means a lot of things had to go right? It means that it had to air in the season that it aired in. There couldn't have been any delays each week. I mean, there couldn't have been anything that goes wrong for it to happen.
I don't think. I think it was planned because they
I
did
don't think
delay
so.
it one or two times, if I remember right.
I just think it's coincidental that it aired on Father's Day. But regardless, I do think that Rudy is a great character from Mushoku Tensei. The two people I actually have listed here is Jinji from Apothecary Diaries. In the first in the first few episodes, or first, I guess, half of Apothecary Diaries, I found him kind of annoying, but he really grew on me in the second half.
I mean, he's your stereotypical Bishonen character, right? He's like holier than thou. But he is his own character, and you definitely get to see him for more than just his pretty face, which makes him more likable, for sure.
Yeah. Especially in the second half of Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah, because we drop the facade of him just being like an ultra smart pretty boy. And then we get to learn more about like his like the actual status of him, his actual birth, and
Like,
the more
he's someone that matters.
Yeah, like he becomes a more interesting character outside of just being like Tuxedo Mask, where it's like he's a man, he's a beautiful man character for being a beautiful man character for the sake of being here for the heroine.
Yeah. And then I also have Aqua from Oshinoko. The second season of Oshinoko was really odd, because according to you guys who read the source material, this was supposed to be a boring ass arc. It was not.
They elevated the material.
I don't know if other people think it's boring, but I found it boring. I personally did not like the arc was kind of just whatever, because it's a lot of just setup for the end game of Oshinoko. I will say though, the anime has been phenomenal with the adaptation in season 2 especially. And this season of Oshinoko's Aqua definitely had a lot of development. Like, we had to go through his trauma of like him learning how to like actually character act and like dip into his feelings. And it's just like
Incorporate his trauma into his acting.
Incorporate his trauma into his acting. And it was just like, whoa, boy.
And the visuals of how he did it was really strong. And I think I understand why you put him in place as best boy, because like, wow, he went through a lot this season.
It's hard with Oshinoko, because in this second season it feels like everybody got something to do and everyone had a moment to shine. But Aqua really just shines throughout the entire season.
Ruby did not get no time to shine, bro.
No, and neither, let's be honest, neither did Memcho. That is the great tragedy of this season.
Yeah, I mean, Memcho's best girl. Not only because she's of legal age.
And not only, she's not just of legal age, she's nearly my age, John.
Yeah, she's GILF material.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far.
No, Memcho's your stereotypical e-girl, bro. Like,
but in terms of an idol, she's definitely old.
Yeah, she's ancient in the idol world.
But now man, there's so much to love about the second season of Oshinoko. But Aqua, I think, is right up there, and that's why I got him as one of my best boys this year.
Okay. Chinoda, I need to understand why you put Lloyd de Salome.
Because
yeah, because
no,
I think
down.
You only put Lloyd there because of the show to bait show.
That's all. Look here, the show to bait, the art of it was fucking fantastic.
I mentioned this before, but people had a problem with like the show debating inside of Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince, but. I maintain that the manga was a lot more egregious.
Oh my god, the long manga so
lot
much
more
worse.
Egregious than the anime. The anime was not nearly as bad as the manga. And also, there were uncensored parts in the manga, where like you can see his like they draw his little pee, and in
His
the
little
anime they're like,
dingus.
oh, we'll just put a
Yeah.
little leaf over there.
In
Let
the
me- can I just
stereotypical
say-
old manga fashion. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
just say, Chinoda,
Yeah.
is it weird that this year we got not just problematic underage boys, but problematic underage women in the form of gushing over magical girls?
Oh God, I can't
Look,
believe
it's
how much of a
balancing
double
out.
that is such a double standard too. Like so many people were like, "Oh my God, gushing over magical girls," and I'm like, everyone had such a problem with Lloyd, but there are so many degenerates online just like praising gushing over magical girls.
Like,
people
and
in this
that's
pod-
actual sexual assault.
Bro.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and it was way worse than that. There are way
And
more
you know what?
egregious
Do you-
shows.
Do you want to know something I found surprising? Do you know who the biggest fan base for gushing over magical girls is? It's women.
I mean, it's no surprise at all. Look at the biggest fan base for Redo of Healer. Women.
Unironically, Finn on Twitter was talking about it being one of her favorite anime this year.
Yep.
Unironically.
Listen, I don't want to make a blanket statement that all women are bigger degenerates than men, but
No,
The likelihood is.
No, John, I'm gonna make the blanket statement. Girl gooners are scary.
I mean, all the female artist friends that I have, some of the things they draw, I mean, holy shit, I'm just like, yo. Like, send that to me later, but yo.
Look, all I'm saying is in our Discord server, we have two prominent artists. We have Burb and we have Vix. And let me tell you something. Vix is way more degenerate.
It is magical.
I love you, Vix, but you degenerate.
please have some decorum.
Don't have decorum.
Anyway,
But no, so Lloyd, I love Lloyd. It's not just the fact that he's great Shota. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I gotta talk to Sho about this later. But, no, I just love his personality of, like, he's a magic addict and, like, that is what he's about. And when he wants to do things, it's all about just for the purposeful reasoning of, I want to explore this magic, or I want to learn about it, whatever. He is just an addict, and it always leads to hilarious situations. Even unintentionally, when he's being nice to others, it's mostly just because he wants to experiment and see, how does this work magically? And I just
Yeah.
love that about him.
yeah, he has like an aloof character where like he really doesn't care about like the state of the world or other people's feelings. All he cares about is his interest of like studying magic.
Yeah,
And
he's
that's what makes
literally
him
an addict.
more of a likable character.
He's like an ooh, what does this button do character.
Oh,
Yeah,
so very much.
I wonder what would happen if I put two nukes off in the same sphere. You say you're indestructible. Let us test those limits.
There's a
And he
there's a-
literally
there's a-
does.
There's like a VTuber dude that I watch from time to time. He's like this mad scientist. And the other day I was watching him unironically put an airbag into a microwave just to see what happened.
I'm sorry,
That
what?
that is so dumb.
A really dumb idea, and it ended exactly how you thought it would. Within 2 seconds of the microwave coming on, that airbag went pow inside the microwave.
Okay, sure. Anyway, my other pick for this year, Kyotaro Ichikawa from The Dangers to My Heart, season 2. Dangers to My Heart? The Dangers in
And
My
that was the
Heart?
danger in my heart.
In My Heart. I'm sorry. Mistake.
I thought it
Anyways.
was Dangers of My Heart. But anyway, it doesn't matter. This show that you don't shut up about.
The show that I
This
don't
other
shut up
show
about
that you
because
don't ever shut up about.
because I fucking love it. Even basically a year later from when it aired. I absolutely love this show so much. I love the characters so much. Not just the, stereotypical pretty girl, but like the actual male character as well. I love how much he grew throughout the season. I love who he is as a person, and just watching him grow is fan-fucking-tastic. I just need so much more animated because I'm up to date on the manga, and my god, there's been so much progression.
Have you seen Miss Kubo Won't Leave Me Alone?
I want to say
That
yes.
sounds familiar.
It's very popular. I remember my friend was reading the manga before it got an anime. But the anime is pretty popular. I think that the dangers of my heart or whatever are within my heart. I think that the main character guy, he's a poor man's version of the mob character in Miss Kubo Won't Leave Me Alone.
That is Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible.
Yeah, Miss Kubo won't let me. whatever the title.
Oh,
is.
I watched this anime. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
No, I disagree personally. I think Dangers in My Heart is a lot better in comparison.
I don't think so.
I don't know
I
what
haven't
to
even
tell you,
seen
bro.
Dangers of My Heart, so
Jesus Christ.
I haven't even seen it. I'm just making a blanket statement here.
Yeah.
As someone
Anyway.
who has seen both shows, Dangers in My Heart is so much better in comparison.
Nah.
It is.
Anyway.
As someone who hasn't seen either of them, shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding.
Alex, go watch
Anyway.
anime. Best
Yeah.
girl. Oh wait, no, John. You
No,
have to
John
watch
hasn't
yours.
Just
gone
skipping
yet. Wow.
over my pick of
I'm
best
sorry.
boy
I'm
this
excited
season.
to talk about Best Girl. Okay, leave me alone.
Wow, misogynistic much?
Yes,
Anyway,
absolutely.
Sensei from No Longer Allowed in Another World was my absolute favorite boy of this year because, first of all, he's voiced by the same guy who voices Araragi, and
Hiroshi Kamiya.
him doing that monotone voice of like as a sensei who's like, yeah, I just want to kill myself. I'm like, bro, relatable.
But then he actually does multiple
But then he
times.
just like actively tries to do it, and he's just like saving the world. He's saving the isekai world by trying to kill himself. But I don't know. Like his character is like he doesn't care about the actual side characters surrounding him. He cares about writing a good story. And if you rouse his passion for writing a good story, he's all of a sudden skyrockets in like passion and power. And he's just like, yes, this will make for a great story.
Yeah, like he forgets
Outside of
about
that,
being
he's just, like,
suicidal
lethargic.
because he's like, oh, I gotta
Yeah,
write this.
Outside of if he's not passionate about something, he's super lethargic. And I'm like, bro, I feel this. Sensei is best boy because he's basically me. I'm like, man, if I don't have passion about something, I just don't care. It's like, yeah, whatever, just kill me. Leave me on the side of the road. This is too much effort. But then the minute my passion gets roused, I'm just like, I got it. I'm hyper fixated. Like, I gotta finish writing this now.
You go into Tism mode, yeah.
No.
John's never beating the allegations.
But yeah, that's my pick for best boy this season. No
Man.
Longer Allowed in Another World is also an excellent isekai. I believe people should watch it.
I honestly think it might be the best isekai of the year.
Ooh.
Bro, that's no Mushoku Tensei
Mushoku
came out this year
Tensei.
too. No way.
No, but that was season 1. I'm talking about just like original season 1 isekais.
Like this isekai that have come out this entire year.
Yeah.
John, I just want to say before we move on, if I had a nickel for every time we loved a sensei on here, I'd have 2 nickels, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Sensei from Snafu and
Yeah.
Sensei from No Longer Allowed in Another World.
Oh, you know what? I do have to give an honorable shout out to Senshi because he is the goodest of boys.
Who is Senshi?
So many people have latched on to Senshi from Dungeon Meshi. Like,
Oh,
I have
Dungeon
no
Meshi,
idea
yeah.
why.
Because he's a
People-
dad. He is a dad. That's why.
That's what
He-
everyone keeps saying.
I'm sitting
He
here
is
thinking,
a
like,
good
Senshi-
dad.
Bad energy.
I'm sitting here thinking, Senshi, why does that sound so familiar? Senshi, oh, it's like Dungeon Meshi, of course.
He's got a dad bod. He feeds you. He takes care of you. He's just loving in general.
Bro, that's just me. Like, what?
And he happens to have a touch of the tism. Let's just be honest.
Oh,
And that.
yeah, never mind.
John's
It's not
like,
me at all. no.
Never beating those allegations.
I think it was the creator of Dungeon Meshi was interviewed about that, and the person interviewed it said, like, was it your intention to create someone that people who are autistic could relate to? It's like, no, I was trying to make someone who was funny. All right, moving on to best girl. All right, it should be a surprise to no one that Holo is my best girl of the year. 100%.
I the only best girl I have also listed is Hollow.
Yeah,
Because
she's
look,
perfect. She's literally the perfect woman.
I loved watching Spice and Wolf the anime season 1 and 2, the original,
Mm-hmm.
and rewatching, or rather, watching the remake of Spice and Wolf has once again proven to me that Hollow is quite possibly one of the best girls out there in the world
Of all time.
Of all time. Like it's really hard to knock her down from my top 10 list.
She's like literally the perfect woman.
I don't know about that, but I will say she's at least for this year, she is my best girl as well. There's like no competition
Which is
in my mind.
Shocking to me because Sylvie is also in this year. And you love Sylvie from Mushoku Tensei.
I told you all that Sylvie was best girl, and this season proved why Sylvie was best girl.
I want to say I agreed with you in season 1 that she was co-best girl with Roxy. Now, having seen all of season 2, I see what the hype is about.
I told you Sylvie was best girl.
Now, I still think that Roxy
me.
I still think that Roxy is good, but not as good as Sylvie.
Not as good as Sylvie.
But I also have Sylvie on here from Mushoku Tensei. I also want to give a shout out to my girl Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries. She is such a great protagonist of that story. It's amazing.
Such a fun gremlin.
Yes,
half of Mao Mao's personality is just like Aoi Yuki, just being Aoi Yuki. To be honest,
and being a bit of a mad scientist. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Mao Mao was pretty good, but.
Also, I think she's just a very cute design for a character. I also like the character flaw, not a character flaw. The thing with the putting on the freckles.
Yeah,
I like that little aspect of her personality a lot. Another girl, this is why. Listen, one waifu or ruin your life, I guess. But another girl I want to shout out from this year. Is A2 from the Nier Automata anime adaptation. That the video game does a great job with her, but I think the anime does an even better job telling A2's story than the game does.
Wow, really?
You get a lot more.
More.
You get a way more of an exploration into why she acts and speaks the way that she does, and the sort of hatred she has in her heart for Yorha. I don't know,
because
it's handled so much better.
We talked about this in our spoiler cast as well, but I definitely agree. I think that A2's section is heartbreaking, and I wanted to see more of it. And apparently, you can only get alternative media that explains like what happened to her, so they kind of showcase that in the anime. But you only get a smidge. You don't actually get to live through it. In the anime, you also only get like journal entries. You don't actually get to experience it like you do in the anime. Like you don't get to see it happen. You just read it through journal entries and just like read like what happened to A2. And it's very tragic. And it's really good. And it's one of the better sections of the second part to Nier.
Also, I should have brought this up in the best boy category, but also Pascal from Nier. They did a really great job with Pascal in the anime, expanding on that character a little bit too.
Oh, tragic for Pascal.
God, speaking of tragic,
9S.
Speaking of tragic,
put 9S.
9S is cute and all, but is he really a best boy? He is the best boy in Nier. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna say this again, just for you, Fen. 9S was the worst part of Nier.
Oh my god.
No. That's not even.
She's gonna attack you.
I don't care.
We're just gonna see her just running from the side, tackle you.
I know, just tackle me. Oh no.
But I talk about a tragic character, Pascal. My God. But I think the anime did a good job with Pascal as well. But that's it. my best girl harem is finished now. I promise.
Well, we talked about it on the Nier spoiler cast, but Nier was made from the minds of people who were like, "Hey, we want to make a JRPG but sad."
Yeah.
dark and gloomy and sad. There are no heroes and there are no good endings. Though I will say Nier has a good ending, kind of. Like,
Yeah,
sort
well,
of.
Unless you do Emil's side quest, and then it's not good at all.
No.
Anyway, that's all I got for
Anyway.
Best Girls.
All right. For my list, Marcel Donato from Dungeon Meshi, fucking fantastic girl. I loved how expressive she is, how much of a fun person she is. She's a real ride or die as well, and I love that about her. Just fantastic girl, and she's been in the conversation this whole year, and I'm just like, yeah, I love that. I genuinely love that about her. And the other
We've had
Go
like
on.
3 elves this year that were like in contention for best girl on everyone's list.
Freerin,
We had Free Ren,
Mar-
Marcel,
Marcel,
and who's the third elf? There's like memes I kept
Sylphie.
seeing. Oh, there's Sylphie for me, but Sylphie kind of didn't have that major of a role this season. She's
I
kind
mean,
of like in the background.
there's also Amelia from ReZero.
It might have been Amelia. There was a bunch of memes being posted about like elves in the anime.
It is
I mean,
It
it's
was
been
the
the year of the elves.
It has been the year of the elf. There has been like a prominent elf character every single season.
The fat elf.
Oh,
Oh.
it's the fat elf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's the real year of the elf.
But yeah, like it's every single season there was like a prominent elf character. This is definitely the year of the elf.
God bless 24, leading us out on a good note.
Bless up. Bless up.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this right here and right now, so you all hear it. Elves are good for one thing and one thing only: sex.
Whoa.
Horny.
Whoa.
Horny.
Bad.
Listen, they're
Go to jail.
They're cock sleeves. That's all they are. That's all they are.
Oh my god.
All right. We're taking a formal vote. We're voting Alex out. He's
No.
longer
Hold on.
welcoming ACAD.
I agree with them. I just
Oh
shit
my
on him.
Listen,
All right, here's my resignation letter
They-
to ACAD.
they hated
Find
him.
yourself a new editor. I'm tired of you guys.
they hated Jesus because he spoke the truth.
Alphona holes for everyone.
Oh, God. Anyway, Utena Hiragi.
Utena.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this the main character, girl guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl from Gushing Over Magical Girls. Absolute peak degenerate show, fucking based as hell. Let's go. She
I'm
is
not gonna
just
ever watch Gushing Over Magical Girls because I feel like if I watch it, I'll be put on a list.
Oh,
you
buddy,
will.
yeah. Just talking about this, you're already
you
on
will.
that
I'm
list.
already on the list. I'm affiliated with you guys. I'm on that list now.
Yeah. Have a
Yeah,
seat.
no. The whole show is just about horny lesbian magical girls, and it's amazing.
Horny middle school lesbian magical girls.
Oh, God.
Horny
that's
middle
even
school
worse.
lesbian. Well, no, the adults are horny as well.
Yeah, but all the magical
Less
girls
so.
are middle schoolers.
Yeah. Actually, no, think about it. It's specifically the younger ones that are mostly the horny ones. Anyway.
Well, they're teenagers. That makes sense. Hormones and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, no, Utena has just been wonderful. She's been providing so many goddamn reaction faces all throughout the year, and just like I loved seeing how much she's popped up on the internet, just like all the reaction faces and just everything she says. It's been great. But when the show was airing as well, I'm just like, oh, you adorable horny little lesbian, you are precious.
I hate
I
this
love
show.
you.
No.
I
no,
love
no,
you so
Stop
much.
No.
gooning. You all
Shinoda?
need to stop gooning.
Shinoda, I just want to tell you that's bullshit because I know while you were watching this, you had to look over your shoulder to make sure Chris Hansen wasn't there.
Oh, that's bad.
I know that because that's how I watch the show.
I hate all of this.
Along with the Seventh Prince.
The Seventh
we've lost
Prince was not nearly as bad as like the few screenshots or videos I've seen of gushing over magical girls.
Oh no! See, the thing with the gushing over magical girls is there's full topless scenes. Like you see booba,
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you straight up do.
you see middle schooler booba.
That's even worse. Hate it.
Yeah.
Think about
no.
middle school girls, John.
Oh no, Alex. No. Stop right there. Stop right fucking there.
We've gone so far off the rails. This is crazy. It's all my
Alright.
fault.
I hate this. I'm going home.
And of course, can't forget Megumin, once again, best girl of the entire year, as usual. Cause season 3 of Konosuba.
Another underage girl.
She's alright.
Oh my god! I ain't beating these allegations. Jesus
No,
Christ.
you are not.
How's your phone history looking?
We're gonna just throw that away.
Shall we move on to best character designs?
I don't
of the
know.
year?
John hasn't said anything yet.
Well, he already
said
said
Hollow.
Hollow.
Oh, you already. Oh,
It was
I
only
didn't-
Hollow. I was waiting
Okay.
for you. Host, please host.
Okay. Listen, just Holo. That's all you need to know. So
Just
yeah,
Holo.
moving on to best character designs. I put the Spice and Wolf remake here for myself because I wasn't necessarily sure whether my praise of the switch to the light novel art style was more for character design or art direction. So I decided to put it in both. I love the character designs in the light novel artwork. So, and we got to see a character that doesn't appear until much later in the first episode. And she's adorable.
Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, I was cautious about it because I liked it so much, but I realized now it was copium. The Spice and
Bro.
Wolf remake is infinitely better.
I-
The light
I'm
novel
so-
designs are way better.
I am so glad the Spice and Wolf remake turned out to be good because
Yeah.
because it may have been for you too, John, but I know for me, if it hadn't have been good, you guys would have had to hear me go for years. No, you don't understand. It's really good, guys. It's really good.
I mean, the story would probably still be just as good, but I'm glad that the character designs and the art and the animation and stuff have like been
It transitions so well.
transitioned really well. Like looking back at the old Spice and Wolf, it's like, yeah, it's pretty dated now. It does not look.
Yeah.
it looks
It
good
looks-
at the time.
It looks like it comes directly from the era in which it came out.
Yeah,
I love that era, so
I
works
mean, yeah,
great.
I mean, it's not bad. Like the character designs aren't bad, but they're very indicative of like the late 2000s character style that we had back then.
Yeah.
It's very different from the light novel art, and it's also very different from the manga art style as well. I have another remake on here. It actually just finished airing its first season, the Ranma 1/2 remake. We've gotten actually some pretty good remakes this year. We got obviously Spice and Wolf, which was amazing and one of the best things that came out this year. We had the Ranma 1/2, or the first season of the Ranma 1/2 remake, which just finished airing as of the time of recording this. And we had the ending of the Urusei Yatsura remake, all of which are fantastic in their own right. But I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out here to the Ranma 1/2 remake because they keep a lot like the Urusei Yatsura remake. They kept the general art style of their character designs from the original,
and just
but
updated.
did not make them look dated.
Yeah, they just
And they did the
it was the same thing for Sailor Moon. Was it Crystal? That
yeah.
was the remake.
Yeah,
right?
Crystal.
And they've done the same thing for the Rurouni Kenshin remake that's also currently airing.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it's like
keep-
Unfortunately, the Rurouni Kenshin remake is not very good.
Yeah.
I've only
I mean,
watched
why
the first
break
season.
character designs when it's good? Like,
Yeah.
just modernize it.
But it still looks like it could be an older character design, but it doesn't look dated, if that makes sense. And I very much appreciate Ranma 1/2 for doing that. Also, the first season of the Ranma 1/2 remake was fucking spectacular. Go watch it if you haven't. Also want to give props to Oshinoko Season 2. There's something about those character designs, man. They stare right into your soul.
I really liked Oshinoko Season 2. In fact, I put it here for best character design of the year for me because this is the chapter where they do a bunch of the makeup and stuff for all because they're doing stage play. It's the stage play
Yeah.
arc.
And it looks so good.
and it looks really good. Like how they
Strong
designed-
character design. Yeah.
they designed an anime inside of an anime, and it looks
pretty
really
much.
good.
One thing I've always like, in Oshinoko season 2 in particular does a really good job of this, is it's obvious sometimes that characters are supposed to be wearing makeup, but it's not portrayed very well in the art. In Oshinoko season 2, they make it very obvious that the characters during the stage play are wearing makeup.
Yeah.
And I think that's a difficult thing to do with anime for some reason.
I agree. No, it is.
And they do it without it being distracting.
I just thought how they did the character designs was really cool looking. Like
Yeah.
instead of just putting the anime characters inside of costumes, they made them feel like actual characters while they were doing
Yeah.
the stage play, which was extremely impressive.
And the costumes they designed for the stage play look really good.
And you know, the fact that they made an anime in an anime and actually like animated it.
Yeah.
Like the fight scenes and stuff when they're doing the stage play, super cool, super fluid.
And it actually, like, you know how sometimes when they're doing a show within a show, or a movie within a movie or something like that,
Right.
the movie or the show within that show or movie is something that's really basic and very something you wouldn't necessarily want to watch.
Yeah.
With this one, it seems like something I'd want to watch.
Actually, yeah.
It genuinely seems like an anime or a manga I'd want to watch or read. Was it Tokyo Blade? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, Tokyo Blade.
Tokyo Blade.
Yeah. I just from what I saw in Oshinoko season 2, it's like, I'd watch this. This actually seems kind of cool.
Seems like a shonen I'd watch. Yeah.
It's like, seems like Hell's Paradise or something like that. It's like, this is pretty cool.
Oh God, Hell's Paradise.
I know, right? Hey, the second half of that was pretty good.
Listen, the fact that it takes 13 episodes to get good is very upsetting to me.
It-
It is good, but damn, did it take a while to get there.
And the last one I wanted to talk about was Dungeon Meshi, because I really like the monster designs in Dungeon Meshi. Like, the whole thing looks
They look
kind
like
of
actual monsters. Yeah.
well, not just that, but like the whole thing kind of looks vaguely like a Trigger show without looking exactly like a Trigger show.
Well, I would have to give a lot of credit to the mangaka of the creator
Yeah.
of Dungeon Meshi, because the creator of Dungeon Meshi, they have a very unique art style. First and foremost, they actually let women be like proper sized. It's not at all just like buxom anime babes.
Or super thin.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that about Dungeon Meshi, and it's very unique in its approach to the storytelling as well. I just really like Dungeon Meshi. I was excited for the anime because I already read the manga before I even knew before an anime was even thought of. So
I just never would have imagined that Trigger of all people would be animating this.
yeah, I know. I was surprised to see that. And
But-
again,
but you know
unfortunately,
what?
it was on Netflix, so
Yeah.
I don't think Dungeon Meshi was nearly as popular as it could have been if it was
But-
on something like Crunchyroll. But
Everything from Trigger has been on Netflix for the last like 4-ish years.
yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
I don't know if they got some kind of like exclusivity deal or whatever with Netflix.
It's
but-
literally that. There's no way it's anything else but that.
no, wasn't Gridman on Crunchyroll or in BNA?
Yeah, but that was
Grid-
more than
but
4 years
They
ago.
came out before COVID.
Oh my
I
god, it's been
think.
a while. Holy shit!
Yeah, bro.
Well, I
was
know
like,
that
Darling in the Franks was on Crunchyroll. Like what?
yeah,
you're
Darling
right.
the Franks. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners was on Netflix. Obviously,
Right.
Dungeon Meshi was.
Right.
I have to go back and look.
Dynazyamon, whatever that thing was.
Was that on
BNA?
Netflix? I don't know. I have
don't
to
know
I
if
have
that
to go
was
back
on-
and look. But it feels like that Trigger has had a lot of their stuff exclusively come out on Netflix over the last few years. So I don't know if they
Little
got an
Witch Academia?
exclusivity deal. Little Witch Academia was on Netflix. 100%. I remember that because when the first part of that came out, we were at Anime Expo and we watched it.
It's true.
John was like looking at us, oh my god, the first part of it dropped. Let's watch it right now. But yeah, I really like the monster designs in Dungeon Meshi. A lot.
So speaking of Dungeon Meshi, also on my list, I'll actually just say, both Dungeon Meshi and Gushing Over Magical Girls for best character designs is what's on my list. Um, I know, two very different shows, but what I liked about both of these shows is the fact that the character designs for all the characters, literally every single character, is so unique and so telling. You can tell what the character is like. You can tell how they act, what their personality, what role they play, just from their character design alone. And it was very strong. Character design that strong is immaculate. It is telling. It adds to the story. It adds to everything. Um,
It gave him lots of gooning material, is what he's saying.
that too.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Like
The
I said,
Senchi Panchi shots? Are you kidding me? Those were amazing.
Like I said, for Dungeon Meshi, it's very unique. It definitely doesn't like if you looked at Dungeon Meshi at first glance, you wouldn't think that it was a Japanese property. You'd think like
No.
it looks like a Japanese inspired property by someone like a Western artist or something, and it's like nope, Japanese property through and through.
Yep.
I have
But
nothing to say about Gushing Over Magical Girls.
except please stop talking about it. I feel
Except
dirty.
I hate this show on principle alone. I hate this show.
It's not unjustified, trust me. There is a second season coming, though. There's a
Can't
second
wait.
season coming, and so will I.
Oh,
I
God.
hate this. Stop gooning to underage women.
All right. So next category we're going to talk about is best stories. For me, this was a three-way tie. I mean, I know we kind of think it's cheating to talk about like Freerun and Apothecary Diaries, but man, Freerun ended this year, and God, that story is amazing.
Freerun
I
is really good. It was our anime of the year last year.
It's probably going to be our anime of the year this year.
Maybe.
Um,
We could ever get to that section.
I'm getting there.
A lot of
That
yapping
story-
happening here.
That story is good. I really also loved the story we got from Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2. And just Season 2 overall, I thought was a big improvement over Season 1. As good as Season 1 was. That, as we mentioned, the thing with Paul and Father... Ooh. Oof. That made me cry a little bit, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, no, it definitely gave me feels. I don't think it was that different from season one, personally. I thought it was just continuation of the story. I thought it was just as good, personally speaking.
Listen, we got more Sylphie, so it was better.
That's fair, yeah.
John, please nod and agree with me when I say that, please.
Part 2, she takes more of a back seat, but it's still a really good story. Because for my best stories of 24 was Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2, because there is so much that happens to the main character, Rudy, and it's such a very compelling and strong story. It was handled better than I had anticipated from the web novel. Because it hits you right in the fucking heart. Like, damn. And I told that to a lot of people watching it this season. I was like, I hope you're all ready for a bittersweet ending. Because you're all going to be like, what the fuck was all that for?
Bro,
And
that
I was
wasn't
like-
bittersweet. That was just bitter.
I mean, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Okay? I'm not going to discuss spoilers.
It's
but it was
90% bitter, 10% sweet.
Yeah, but it's still sweet, 10%.
I mean, I guess shitty sweet tea is still sweet tea.
But yeah, for me, that's why I would rate it as the best story, because it's very biased. I like Mushoku
Again,
Tensei.
if you want to know more about our opinions of it, go watch our spoiler cast. Also, I put down here, which is probably personally my favorite story of the year, the Spice and Wolf remake. Mostly because I'm very familiar with the story, but also it was a really well adapted story. It's pretty much one for one, more or less, from the light novels.
For me, I feel like it's the interactions between Hollow and Lawrence that I like the most about Spice
the
and
dialogue
Wolf.
is great.
Like their candor and stuff.
The
is-
dialogue's so well written.
It's really good. but the actual story itself of like the journey and the characters behind the scenes and stuff, I'm like, that's not as interesting to me. I like the characters a lot,
Mm.
but like it's kind of a story wise, it's like, well, what's the story? Well, Hollow wants to go back to the north. And it's like, okay, that's the story. It's
It's
not
a
very
journey.
enticing.
It's like an adventure.
But again, this is one of those shows that it's more about the journey than the destination, right?
Oh, 100%.
Like that's what the
100%.
point of Spice and Wolf is.
And again,
And
the great
economics.
banter. And economics, but also the great banter. Yeah, you'll learn something about economics whether you want to or not while you're watching this. Anyway, that's my picks for best stories this year.
And as for me, The Dangerous in My Heart, season 2. Again, love this show so much. The season 2 is about just the characters growing up even more. The progression of their relationship. It's just super sweet. Genuinely loved it. Freyren, of course, a little bit of a cheating going on here, but what a fantastic story. I mean, holy shit. And it is very much about the journey itself, but man, the emotions you get hit with on that journey is hard. And then
Yeah.
for my final one, Dungeon Meshi, I love the background lore of the world that was fed to us slowly, drip feeding that lore of there is so much more. This story has so much more depth than you think, and it was just drip fed to us. I'm just like, give me more of this, please, dear God. I am desperate. Yeah, Dungeon
Yeah,
Meshi was
so-
fantastic for that.
I mentioned before for Dungeon Meshi, but it's like you read Dungeon Meshi in the first like 60 chapters or so, you're like, yeah, it's a haha funny story. And then the real story starts happening. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
Just like,
There's
hold
actual
on.
plot. Like, hold on.
Hold on, I gotta sit up now.
Like, yeah, you think when you first get into it, like this is gonna be just a thing where we watch them have fun and cook every episode. No.
No, there's a lot more to
No.
it. It's very
get-
unique in its approach to telling its story, and it's really good, and it all ties together too.
Now, I want to say all three of us listed well, I guess not all three of us, but all three of us talked about Freerun. Madhouse, I want to talk to you one-to-one real quick. I've seen what you've done with Overlord. Don't fuck this up with Freerun, please. You have one job. You have one job to make this as good as the first season. Don't fuck it up.
Has Madhouse already confirmed a season 2? I don't remember.
As far as I know, at this point in time when we were recording, I have not heard an official announcement that a season 2 is happening. But I have to imagine.
There's no
I have
way.
to imagine with how popular Freerun was that it wouldn't get a season 2. But
Yeah.
again, Madhouse has done the same thing before, so it doesn't really matter.
And there was a bit of a gap between the first season of Overlord and its second. So I'm just Madhouse. If you're not up to the task, give it to somebody else. It's fine. It's fine. I won't blame you. Just don't give it to JC Staff because we saw what they did with One Punch Man season 2. Don't do that shit again, please.
One Punch Man season 3 is going to come out next year.
I think that's also being done by JC Staff.
Done by JC Staff, yeah. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Remember when JC Staff was the mark of quality?
Good times.
Anyway, moving on to best soundtrack.
Which we all have Freerun on our list.
Yeah.
I only have Freerun on my list because the soundtrack and the sound design and the scoring is just fucking amazing. It really helps compel the story. When I hear that fucking violin that plays blank years after the death of the hero Himo, I'm like, oh man, playing my heartstrings right now. You got to play the sad music while I listen to the sad backstory. It's like, stop, please.
Bro, and the hype music that plays during the Aura fight. Oh
my God.
The Aura fight was so good though. Oh my God.
The hype
And also,
music.
like,
man, and Freerun just goes low tier God on her. Is like, you should kill yourself.
Oh my God, dude.
That's a callback right there. Yeah, Freerun, like the soundtrack, like everything involving sound, whether you're talking about the music, the sound design, whatever, with Freerun is immaculate.
Yeah,
Every
and
single scene is just so perfectly scored. Oh,
like we've said before, shout outs to Evan Call.
yeah,
Fucking
dude is
based.
talented, man. Dude is absolutely talented. Um, and speaking of someone else who is very, very talented, Hiroyuki Sawano, who did the soundtrack to Solo Leveling. That I love that score a lot, especially in the action sequences. I don't know what it is about Hiroyuki Sawano, but man, can that dude score action sequences?
Yeah, Solo
Like no
Leveling
one's
had a
business.
pretty excellent soundtrack. Though my only dislike of the soundtrack was they did utilize Korean bands to just sing Japanese songs. And
Yeah,
it's like
And that was
whenever I
weird.
hear this, I'm just like I'm hearing it. It's in Japanese, but the way that this song is being written and played out is very K-pop, and I'm just like, I don't like this. This is too different for me.
yeah.
It's not
I can
bad or
understand
anything.
that.
It's just like I don't like it because it's different.
I can understand that, but like the stuff that Hiroyuki Sawano does during the fight scenes is so good.
Oh no, phenomenal soundtrack.
Um, I can't praise it. The dude is one of the best for a reason. I do believe I think we talked about this during the season preview. He is coming back to do the scoring for season 2. So I look forward to seeing what he comes up with.
Yeah, like
Especially considering the
Hiroyuki
hype
Sawano-
moments are coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, season 2 is gonna be way better. But yeah, Hiroyuki Sawano he has such power that if you know that he's doing the OST, people are gonna check it out. Be like, oh, Hiroyuki Sawano's doing the OST. Like, let's check it out.
Bro,
He has that type of star power.
His composing can like elevate a mediocre anime. It's unbelievable.
It does. It literally does.
I mean, I don't know.
Not to say that
that
Solo Leveling is a mediocre anime. I'm just saying that even when
he's
he's
worked
scoring,
on a couple of mediocre anime, like I don't remember what it was called. It was basically Shitty Fate. It was a Shitty Fate ripoff.
Shitty Fate.
Yeah, it was just like Fate, where there's like summoned heroes, but they come from another world and they're fighting for quite literally the chalice, the same shit.
The hell are you talking about?
I don't remember what it was.
It sounds like he's talking about Fate.
No, it's a shitty version of Fate. Fate already
listen, if you know what John is talking about, please let us know below.
I do not remember what this anime was called. Though I think it had 2 seasons.
Oh.
You just
But
type
anyway.
in anime Hiroyuki Sawano worked on, you could find it. But instead of doing that, you could talk about your best soundtracks
Your soundtracks, Shinoda.
Oh, sorry. I was looking it up.
Yeah.
I was like, let me look it up. Konosuba Season 3, again, fantastic soundtrack. Genuinely loved it. Every soundtrack fit, every OST fit the episode or section it went to just absolutely beautifully. Frieren was, of course, excellent. Just, as John said, tugging at your heartstrings to epic hype moments. Seventh Prince, once again, holy shit, when the hype got going, the fucking boss battle music that happened, and it was always boss battle music because everyone else was fighting the Seventh Prince, who is a boss battle. So the music that happened, oh my god, it was fantastic.
I'm surprised that you put Seven Prince. I didn't think it was okay.
I enjoyed the OST for that,
It
man. I
was-
don't know
it
what to
was-
tell you. I really
all
enjoyed
right.
it.
It was alright.
It was
I
alright.
mean, I'm looking up.
I like how we all got
Hiroyuki
super
Sawano anime.
quiet. It's like we're just shitting on his taste.
You shit on it all you want. I don't care. This is about my list, not yours.
Recreators.
Recreators. Oh my god.
Oh.
Why
Shitty
would
Fate.
you remind me
It's
that the
Shitty
thing
Fate.
exists? Oh shit, my fucking head.
It
phone
is a
almost came
shitty
off.
fate. God.
Oh, why would you remind me that such a thing exists?
I haven't thought of that in so many years.
You know what I remember about that is Show unironically liking it.
I don't think anyone liked Recreators, to be honest.
I didn't hate
No,
it.
Show unironically. If I remember correctly, someone on the podcast at the time unironically enjoyed it. But anyway,
It's only
No,
it's a
it was
two-core
Show.
anime. It didn't have 2 seasons. It had 2 cores.
Oh,
22
two
episodes.
core anime, not 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, it went for a long time.
All right. Well,
I
John,
enjoyed
unless
the
you have
character
anything...
design. I know that.
Okay. If you got anything else to say about Freerun, John?
I
It hasn't
mean,
been said yet.
same shit I said last year. Man, it's Freerun's really fucking good.
Freerun's pretty good. All right, well then we'll move on to best hype shows because John and I have the same thing listed here. Motherfucker Ghost season 2.
MF Ghost is, again, maybe it's because I like cars. Maybe it's because
it's
I
hype.
liked
It's just
Initial
hype,
D,
man.
But it's just so hype watching the racing, dude. I can't tell you why. It just is, okay? Literally, every single
John,
time an
it's
episode
because-
finished airing, I would go to Discord, be like, "Bro, where's the next episode? Stop this shit."
John, I can explain this to you. It's because the characters and the story make it hype. Like the characters are reacting to it the same way you are.
I mean, you can cheat. It's kind of cheating because in Initial D and MF Ghost, it's about a competition. So
yeah.
it's very compelling, and the competition is like, like when you're watching sports, when people are competing against each other, there's the technical aspect, there's crazy plays and shit like that. It's just fun overall to watch. It's very hype.
Well, unless you're a Seahawks fan.
Yeah. Dash my dreams there, buddy.
Yeah, MF Ghost is, oh my god, it's so good. It's hype. It makes me excited. Like, just it gets my blood pumping watching it because it's like, ooh, what crazy shit's gonna happen this week.
Yeah, and the fact that it always has cliffhanger endings too, so it's like you're always on the edge of your seat, like, oh my
Exactly.
God, what's gonna happen next?
And bro, if you're like unlucky enough to like jostle your mic and you see like there's like 2 minutes of runtime left and you're like, oh no, the cliffhanger's coming. No.
Yeah. When I sit down to watch MF Ghost, it's like it feels like only 5 minutes have passed and it's already the end of the episode. I'm like, what? No way.
Can we also? I didn't write this down. Shangri-La Frontier. You put season 2 down, even though season 2 hasn't ended. Can we talk about season 1 though, real quick? Because I went into that.
Who put season 2 down?
I put
John
season 2
says
because it aired- it
Shangri-La
started
Frontier
this
season
season.
Oh.
Because I already read the manga. I'm up to date on it.
But
You
the
can't
first
count it.
season, right? The first season, which
count
ended. The first season ended earlier this year. It ended the winter season, right? I went into Shangri-La Frontier with little to no expectations, right? I did not expect myself to enjoy it anywhere near as much as I ended up enjoying it.
Yeah, like the only 2 shows this entire year that have made me hyped up to watch the next episode and like I can't wait to see the next episode. I said this last year too. MF Ghost and Shangri-La Frontier. Again, same thing as last year when they aired.
The only
And
difference
same thing
is
this
it's-
year when
is
they
it's
aired.
season 2 this year instead of season 1.
It's so fucking hyped to watch it. Like Shangri-La Frontier season 1, when it got to the Weathermon fight, that's where I was like, okay, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm gonna go read the fucking source material.
You couldn't
So then
stand it any longer.
I couldn't stand it anymore, and I'm that close right now with MF Ghost, where I'm like, I'm about to throw in the towel and go read the manga. But the thing is, I've come to appreciate, because I used to be like, oh, that manga's better anyway, so I'm just gonna go read the manga. But I've come to appreciate, it's come around a full circle now, where I was anime only, and then I went to manga. It's like it's superior, or source material is superior. Back to, well, some anime adaptations can do it really well, and I believe that Shangri-La Frontier, because I read the manga now, I believe the anime is doing it extremely well. C2C has done a bang up job with season 1 and also subsequently season 2. And after the Weathermon fight, I was like, I gotta fucking go read this. And I can guarantee you season 2 is gonna end super hype as well. It's also, just season 2 is also, just like season 1, it's gonna be 2 cores. So we're gonna get like 23, 24 episodes or whatever.
24 episodes for both seasons.
God,
24
that's so hype.
episodes.
Yeah.
Right now, like, they're in the Lycagon fight.
Yep.
The Lycagon encounter, I should call it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty hype. We just saw what happened to FF Zoo, and it's like, yo, they got bodied.
White.
It's
White.
fucking
Less
party
than a
white,
minute.
bro. Oh my god. And it just speaks to my like gamer soul, because I used to play a lot of MMORPGs, and I remember like being part of raids where it's like, holy shit, the boss just wiped 60% of my team. And it's like, all right, time to lean forward. It's time to lock in, boys. I'm about to go solo this boss. And I've done this before where I had to lock in and solo bosses.
Let me solo her.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, where it's like, all right, I guess I'll be doing 70% of the DPS in this raid fight. It's fine. I'll do it.
Like, I'm a tank, but you're about to eat my tank.
Oh, no, I always play DPS.
There
I
was
was like, I'm
someone-
damn good at
character, yeah.
DPS. I'm damn good at DPS.
There
Let
was
me at 'em.
someone. There was someone earlier this year who, in our Discord server, I think it was, who was talking about Shangri-La Frontier, and it says, "This is what SAO would be if it were good." And I'm like, you know what? That's actually pretty true.
Actually, though, yeah.
I love
I don't
Shangri-La
remember-
Frontier, man.
I don't remember who was saying stuff, but I was like, yeah, because they're, first of all, one of the specific MMOs that I used to play where I was a DPS, I was also a dodge DPS, where it's like, as long as I don't get hit, I'll kill this boss. Don't worry.
Oh, you were a glass cannon.
A glass
I was
cannon,
glass
yeah.
cannon. And it's like, as long as I can perfect time all my dodges, just like Sunraku, I will be able to take out this boss. Don't worry, guys. When the dragon slams its tail and does the lightning strike, 6% wipe. It's like, don't worry, I know all the mechanics. Super fun. That's what I
No.
like about
And
Shangri-La
this is
Frontier.
why it's a hype show.
Yeah, it speaks to my gamer soul.
It literally does. Every weeb who's a gamer, it just talks to us in here. No, Shangri-La Frontier, holy shit, the amount of hype that you get watching it, even from simple fights to the big boss fights themselves, holy shit. It got to the point where I was standing up while watching. I'm like, yo, let's fucking go, let's fucking go. Let's go.
Watching Shangri-La Frontier makes me want to go play MMOs again.
I know, right? It's such a bad thing. I'm like, I don't want to get into this
I don't have the
cycle.
time to be getting into MMOs anymore, but I want to go play an MMO so I can relive my glory days of being like a really good fucking DPS.
John, don't do it. Genshin has already got you, man.
Genshin is just like a daily game that I play, maybe 30 minutes a day, you know? It's kind of just like sign on, do my dailies, and sign off. It's kind of a normal thing I just do every day, ritual thing.
MMOs
was
are a
addicted-
lifestyle.
Yeah, MMOs.
Bro, if he
when I
gets
was
into an
addicted to
MMO, he'll
those-
forget Genshin. Genshin is friendship ended with Genshin.
No, if I get into MMOs, I'm not going to edit the podcast. I'm not going to work on my game. All I will do is literally just play MMO. Because I did that when when Destiny 2 was it? Oh my god, what was the DLC?
Which one?
Final the final one. The last one with Smokey Boy. Oh my god.
What's it called?
Final
Why am I
Shape.
forgetting? Final Shape. Yeah, Final Shape.
Yeah, like when Final Shape dropped and then I started playing it with Jacob, I just kept playing Destiny 2 for like 2 weeks. That's all I did for 2 weeks straight. I didn't work on my game. I didn't work on the podcast. I was just like, I'm just going to do this. And I was late to deliver like 2 of our episodes because all I was doing was playing Destiny 2 to
One of them
grind.
I was scrambling to upload on time.
Yeah. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So until they make a new MMORPG that I can get addicted to, we'll be safe.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
All right.
We were not fine.
No.
Especially
Got-
with Monster Hunter coming out next year.
But that's not an MMO. That one I can just hunt like one monster, or 2, and then I'll just sign off.
Or 3.
I mean, it depends.
Or 12.
Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of Monster Hunter. It's like the monsters don't leave. There's no FOMO involved. Versus and MMOs, there's FOMO. You have like a bunch of raids that you can only do a limited amount of time, so you have a limited amount of time to do it to get your things in that week. There's limited gear drops, there's events and stuff. So it preys a lot on that FOMO to make you addicted to wanting to play a lot. Monster Hunter is not like that. There are not limited time events for things like that. There are seasonal events and stuff, but it's not going to be like game changing if you don't get this seasonal gear, because the seasonal gear will be back next year. Don't worry about it. They've done that every single Monster Hunter, so I'm not too worried. And
Anyway.
I see that you wrote here Seventh Prince for best hype show. Explain.
Yeah.
Again,
He
as I
was
said,
hype. He was really hype when
Yeah,
those
he was really
episodes
hype.
came out.
God, stop, Alex. No, so as I said in the previous section, the boss battle was the main character himself. Like whenever a demon or whatever was fighting the main character, the music started and it's like, why is there boss music playing? Is it for me? And they're like, no, it's for him, the main character. Why is it playing for him? And it's like, oh, he's a threat.
That's not a joke, by the way. In the anime, they make they make that joke.
Yeah, they literally make that joke.
They
Why
make
do I hear
that
boss
joke in the
music?
anime, where it's like, "Where's this music coming from?"
Right.
No, the manga's great in terms of hype, and the anime, oh my god, it just elevates it so much. Genuinely great hype, great battles. I just loved it so much.
Yeah, I would agree. That's why I liked Seven Prince, despite the fact that it's Gooner bait
Shota
material.
bait, yeah.
Shota Gooner
It's
bait.
Shota Gooner bait material. Because I was like, it's there, but it's not the main point, and it's not like they overemphasize it or anything. It's like it's just kind of there.
Mhm.
It's like it's anime bullshit that I can forgive.
Like, it's there as much as fan service in some other shonens, basically.
Yeah, like it's
it's
whatever.
there, but it's not the priority.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on the other side of the hype coin, we have our most relaxing shows of the year. For me, this should be not even. No one should have not seen this coming. It is Yuru Camp season 3, which came out this year, and looking at it, I should have put Rin for best girl on my best girl list. But no, I again, Yuru Camp season 3. Is really fucking good. It is done by 8-bit now, and
So it looks even better. It looks way
even
better.
They have I went to a panel that
Wasn't
they put
season
on.
3 where they talked about like, yeah, we did composites, like we went out
Yeah.
with a fucking like
Yeah,
I
they
was gonna
did.
talk-
Yeah.
I was gonna talk. I was just about to talk about that. So I went to Otakon this year, and the people, the producers were there, and they talked about this, how they did the backgrounds, because the background art looks almost like photorealistic. To the point where a lot of people were thinking like, this is AI. This is just AI backgrounds. Like, no, they actually went and got I think they were using 8K still cameras to capture like, and they did this all the storyboarding beforehand, and they would go and they would find these real life locations and block the shots using the camera in the way they were going to appear in the anime. They would take the picture with the 8K camera, and then using a relatively new rotoscoping technique, they would draw over the 8K image. It's a really interesting like process that they went through, but I can't argue with the results. The results are fantastic.
Yeah, no.
It's one of the best looking anime of the year, at least in terms of its background art. And I think that 8-bit does a really good job porting over like the character designs and character art that C Station was using.
Okay. I mean, I'd
It's-
agree.
it's-
Like it
listen,
looks really good.
It's
Like,
I keep hammering this home for people. It will heal your soul. Just watch Yuru Camp.
I can't. Like you like Yuru Camp so much that if I watch it, I'm never gonna tell you I watched it.
That's the thing, you already have.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, that's my most relaxing anime of the year, without a doubt.
Alright.
Okay.
Um,
Shinoda, this is I don't know why you would put "'Tis Time for Torture Princess" here
I put
for most relaxing. Like, I thought that the anime was not nearly as boring as the manga was, in my opinion. I've read the manga before the anime came out, and I dropped it because I was like, listen, it's been like 12 chapters. It's the same joke over and over. Just every week, it's just a different joke, and I'm like, I'm bored of this. And it's like that in the anime, but the anime is slightly better because it's voice acted and it's not as egregious. But relaxing though, bro, I don't.
So let me try to explain it. Tis time for Torture Princess. It's about a princess who's also basically a general in the army, I guess. Who gets captured by the demon forces and gets tortured for information. How they torture her is like, hey, you smell this food? Smells really good, doesn't it? You can have
Here's
some
a
if you
double
give us some intel.
cheeseburger. If you tell us where the knights are assembling right now, you can have this double stacked cheeseburger.
Hey, you want to play this board game with us? It's really
It's
fun.
really fun.
And that's literally the whole show. John's right. It is basically the same joke over and over, but it's super sweet and it's super cute in such a way that it's such a lay back, relaxed, watch this anime kind of show. Um, there's so many cute characters. It's just super wholesome. Even the big bad demon lord is just a doting papa. It's just a nice watch. And then that's what I really loved about it. Like every week I'm like, "Oh shit, new episode. Let's fucking go." I like sit back, put my blanket on and just like get a hot cup of tea and just relax watching it. I That's what the show was for me. Like of everything this year, this was the relaxing show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the anime to me wasn't like terrible. It was okay. But I just didn't really care for it. I was like, it wasn't relaxing for me to watch it. I was just kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. Like it's cute at certain points, and that's about it. Like the princess herself is kind of just an annoying little girl to me. You know what?
The one you
isn't
have listed
annoying?
here, John?
Yeah.
Is this the isekai you told me I would probably like because
It's not
cute?
isekai. No.
Yes, it is.
It says another world, so yeah, it's definitely isekai.
It's an isekai.
Wait, what?
Dude gets killed by one of the gods, and it's like, sorry that you died.
Oh, we're talking about this. I thought
Yeah.
we
I
were
said-
talking about this time for torture still.
No,
I was
if
like,
you
No,
would
no.
listen to the first half of my fucking sentence, I said, John, this one you have listed here.
So my most relaxing show for this year was A Journey Through Another World, Raising Kids While Adventuring. I don't think the anime is nearly as cute as the manga. I've talked about that before, but it's kind of just something that happens. Like another one of my isekais that I really liked was like Mob Isekai, and the manga is so much prettier than the anime. But the
John,
anime was okay.
I'm a little bit surprised. I thought your pick would have been the villain bad guy that really is into pandas. You remember
Mr.
that one?
Villain's Day Off.
Yeah, I thought that would have been your choice, honestly.
that one is really good. I have it as an honorable mention actually.
Okay.
Like for things that I think people should check out, but that one was not nearly as relaxing as this one because this one has those cute twins. So
It's such a cookie cutter, though.
This is the
that's-
isekai you told me I would probably like because it's cute.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I love cute shows quite a lot. This one is extremely cute because it's got the twins, Alan and Elaine, and then there's the main character guy who just is the dad, and he goes around adventuring with these kids, and it's like there's no high stakes involved. Like there's no need to like fight the Demon King or anything like that. No one's after the kids for their powers or nothing like that. It's just I'm just gonna take these kids on an adventure, and they're gonna kick pandas, or kick tigers and water turtles and stuff.
CPS, hello?
It's okay, they're demigods.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's
I
a
should
very
give this a
cute show.
shot. I should give this a shot.
This is one of the shows, just like Mr. Villain's Day Off. It's the same thing where you just throw it on in the background and just like watch it, and it's like, it's cute.
It's just
Do
cute.
whatever
Oh,
else. It's just cute.
What was that Mofu show?
Fluffy Paradise.
Yeah, that was cute too.
Instantly knew what you were talking about.
I
Same problem as the rest of them. It's not nearly as cute as the manga, and there are more high stakes involved in that than there are in the other shows.
Yeah, you're
and-
right. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, like Nema, I believe was the main character girl's name.
Yes,
It's another
Nema.
isekai as well, but yeah, it's got cute, fluffy animals and stuff, but there's not just fluffy animals, and there are higher stakes involved in that. Like there's an actual humans against monsters type of ordeal that happens. and,
Actual
like, there's-
genocide. Yeah.
Yeah. There's higher stakes involved.
oh. That
And
sounds
outside
a
of
little
being like cute with the animal stuff, there's actual story things as well, which is why I didn't make my list.
heavy. Gotcha. All right. I guess we'll move on to our penultimate category we have, which is surprise of the year. I have two in particular that I want to highlight for a good surprise, and one that I want to highlight for a very bad surprise.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna do the bad up front. I was really looking forward to Uzumaki, as I think all of us were. And that first episode was really
After
good.
the trailer, yeah, everyone was hyped for it. And
Well,
after
and
the
even
first
after
episode,
the first episode is great. It goes way downhill instantaneously after the first episode. The fucking curse continues. Not just with Junji Ito's anime, just with anime horror in general. Man, there's so much I could say. Go watch our Uzumaki spoiler cast.
like I said in our spoiler cast, I don't think the animation was the sole reason Uzumaki did poorly.
No, they
Because
did some stuff with the story that was fucking stupid too.
They really sped along the story and kind of congealed a bunch of shit together
Yeah.
and made things happen out of order, and I didn't like that. I think
And the
that
last
was the biggest-
episode, the last episode has the story go by at a breakneck pace.
Yeah, so like I feel like the pacing is what really messed it up for me. But also
Yeah.
the animation was god awful after episode 1.
Yeah.
Like god awful. Oh my god.
So that was
bad.
that was my bad surprise of the year. I mean, I kind of went in not expecting a whole lot, so I guess I really wasn't let down that much. But still, for something that we waited 5 years?
It was in production hell for so long.
Yeah, I don't know. And especially knowing that we were supposed to get it last year, but they say it's not ready. We want to put it out when it's ready, and it's like, okay, I feel like this is just you saying you want to make it as good as you can. It was not as good as it could
So
be.
that was a
No.
fucking lie.
So that was a fucking lie. But hearing that there was a lot of bullshit going on behind the scenes, I can understand why it was in production hell for so long.
Which was such a shame.
Which is a shame because Uzumaki as a story is really good.
Like, just
At
go
least
read the manga,
is.
folks.
Go
Seriously.
read the manga. Like I think I last I checked, it's still pretty cheap to get the 3-in-1 on Amazon.
Yeah.
I think
Two
Uzumaki
really-
is Junji Ito's most famous of his
It
short
is.
stories, right?
It
Either
is.
that
It's the
or
one
no.
that everyone sees the girl with the chunk out of her head. Everyone
Yeah,
sees
with the
those on shirts and
spiral.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the shirt that is the shirt they sell at Hot Topic all the time.
Yeah.
But it's
God, that's
too
so creepy. The art, oh god, it's so bad. Oh.
yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
Maybe the real horror is how bad Uzumaki is.
No, like I can't believe they shit all over Junji Ito's creations like this.
I know, right? But two anime I want to highlight in particular for being good surprises for me this year is a aforementioned anime that we talked about, Windbreaker. I went into that with no expectations whatsoever, and my God, was I blown away by how much, number one, that I enjoyed it, and number two, how good it actually is.
Yeah,
it is
everyone
a-
was just yapping at me about this. I was like, all right, let me check it out.
It was me.
Holy
I
shit.
was the one yapping.
Oh, yeah, it was John. Yeah.
It is a neat little anime. I can't say that it's like maybe the best anime of the year, but it's something you should definitely check out. I don't know. It's just because I think maybe it's because I went in with zero expectations and because there was no hype leading up to its premiere. At least not that I can remember.
No, there wasn't. I don't think so.
I remember on Mal when we were doing the
season preview.
season preview, we're like, hey, it's ranked pretty highly and anticipated, so people were looking forward to it.
Hmm.
I didn't know why. Like, I don't read the manga or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I went into it with zero expectation because I was just like, why is this so highly rated right now? Like,
Why is
see
it so
being-
anticipated?
Why is this so anticipated? And I'm like, funny name, haha, Windbreaker. And then I saw the animation and I was just like, holy shit, it's really done really fucking well. And then you get into the story and it's just like, oh, okay, this is a pretty decent story. It's something that I can relate to. Like what it's trying to, the story about like found family. It's a found family trope, trying to find a place to fit in and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, I know this is like me in middle school in a nutshell. And I'm like, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah.
Phenomenal OP, phenomenal animation.
It's a neat
Great
little
story.
anime.
It's a very good anime. Sleeper hit for me because
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it and I watched it and I was just like, dude, I gotta recommend this to people. Like, it's
Actually,
really
you
good.
know
Absolutely.
what? that probably Windbreaker is my probably sleeper hit of the year. For me, is my
It was
singular sleeper hit.
absolute sleeper hit. Well, I mean,
another one.
it's sleeper hit for me because I didn't know anything about it, but like I
Yeah.
said, it was pretty well anticipated.
Yeah, I mean,
Or well
I
regarded
knew
and
I
anticipated
knew about
for.
as much as you did going into it too.
Yeah.
So, but
I'll
another one I
say
wanted
this:
to. Go
if
ahead.
you watch Tokyo Revengers and enjoyed it, this is better. Go watch this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of people keep making that comparison. I'm like, just because they're in school, but it's definitely not even remotely the same type of story.
it's not the same type of story, but like the premise is kind of similar.
Just
It's
because
a
they're
gangs
in
in high school
school-
fighting.
Yeah, just because it's gangs in high school fighting, but like that's not the main point of Windbreaker, and that's the thing.
It's the same premise, basically, though.
Yeah, but
It's not though.
Tokyo Revengers is more like glorifying fighting and stuff, and has like a storyline about like being able to change the future and shit like that. Windbreaker is more about the connections and the brotherhood, and like there's a deeper story here than
And
Tokyo
also,
Revengers.
I would argue that Windbreaker doesn't necessarily glorify the delinquency as
Yeah.
much as Tokyo Revengers does. Tokyo
Oh, that's
Revengers
true.
100% glorifies delinquency, which you can
It's
argue
about
whether
that
that's
gang
good or
life,
bad.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but while it features in Windbreaker, it doesn't glorify it in Windbreaker.
Yeah, like just because there's violence inside of Windbreaker, it like that's the one thing that I was afraid people would take from it. It's like glorifying the violence, but it's like it's not about the violence. Like sometimes you need to communicate with your fists, though.
Yeah, I will say if you like Tokyo Revengers, there's a good chance you might like Windbreaker. Because there are certain minor similarities to it.
Yeah, so going back to it, exactly what I said earlier.
But it's
if
not
you
for the
like
reasons
Tokyo
you're saying.
Revengers,
It's
watch
not-
Windbreakers.
Or
that
if you were
would probably like
disappointed with Tokyo Revengers, go watch
or that,
Windbreaker.
yeah.
There you go. Another anime I want to highlight is one that aired in the fall, the very end of the year. Demon Lord 2099. I went into this again with very little to no expectation. I think it was me who highlighted it during the season preview.
The
we
preview,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I don't necessarily think it's like, you got to go watch it. It's that
Be
good.
honest. The only reason you enjoyed it as much as you did is because they put Hololive girls. One Hololive
That is not
girl.
the only reason, but it is a reason. But also, the main character is kind of chuny, and I like him a lot.
Kind of, he is 100%.
Okay, he is. He's
but that's because
100%
he
chuny.
is that guy. He is that guy, though.
I don't think he's. I
He
don't
is
think
him,
he's
yeah.
as. I don't think he's as good of a chuny as Sid from Eminence and Shadow.
Oh
but,
no, Sid is next level.
But
I do like Demon Lord 2099. Definitely didn't expect it to go in the direction that it did. Like it's weird and kind of all over the place, but it's like it's fine because it's a stupid
funny.
story anyway. Absolutely stuck with it because I was just like, oh my god, Toa's in it. Like when you showed me Toa, I was like, oh my god, Toa.
TNT.
Totally Maji Tenchi. But,
Also, some of the whole live ID girls appear in it too.
do they? Oh, in the they show the album.
They
Stuff,
show
yeah.
they
they
show
take
the
it from
art.
that stream.
The
that they
funny
were
thing
talking
is
about it.
the funny thing about it is it's not like a special thing that they made for the anime. It's literally just ripped right from one of her live streams.
Yeah, no, like they just put it in there because they probably just really like Toa and were like, well, she's a devil, so we'll put her
Yeah.
in here because it's about demon lords. But
Yeah.
I the main character is voiced by the same guy who voices Ainz. So I was just like Sasuga, Demon
Sasuga.
Lord Sama, Sasuga.
Yeah.
The entire time I'm watching,
We're
like,
back on the
Sasuga
track.
Veld Sama.
I don't know. There's just something about this anime that like every week
It's
I
just
was
fun.
watching it. It's like fun.
It's a fun show.
It's just
It's
a fun
not
show.
It's not like a super serious story. It's not like a super deep story, but it's a fun story.
Yeah.
Like it has moments here and there that are serious, but overall, you're there to enjoy the characters, especially
Mhm.
Veltsama, because he's him.
He is
Yeah,
that. He
if
is
you
that
like
guy.
the Misfits of the Demon Lord Academy, is that
Ugh.
title? If you like that type of story where it's just kind of goofy, then yeah, you'd like Demon Lord 2099. Now, I agree. I think that the Misfits at Demon Lord Academy has gotten real bad. Oh my god, the quality has definitely dropped. Like season 1 was all right, and then the rest is just god awful. Delays after delays, and then what we got was just like a pile of shit. Super terrible CGI, and it's not like it had
The
a compelling
story
story or
skipping
anything.
so fucking much.
Yeah, it's oh god, the anime adaptation really just took a turn for the worse.
Can I say something else I really enjoyed about Demon Lord 2099 is that it's an interesting mix of fantasy and science fiction that you don't normally see.
Yeah.
And they explain it in a really good way as well, where I'm like, okay, I can see how the world got here. They actually explore the world in a little bit, which is cool. I love it when animes explore their settings.
I wouldn't say it's explained well. I would say
Well,
the
It
explanation
it's
is
is given.
explained.
There is an explanation.
Yeah, so something kind of just happened, and the worlds collided. Worlds are colliding, Jerry!
Worlds are colliding. Jordan's getting
But I thought
upset.
it was cool. It was really cool how the fact that they bothered to go that route.
Yeah, it's so rare that you get a mix of fantasy and science fiction like that. It's interesting to see, and I love the background art in it, like the Shibuya, the cityscape. It's very cyberpunk-esque.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like 500 years in the future or whatever.
Anyway, that's all I got for my surprises this year.
Right.
Yeah, Windbreaker was an absolute sleeper hit. That was a surprise of the year for me. I also put Oshinoko Season 2 because I wasn't expecting very much from Season 2. Because again, to me, the freaking Tokyo Blade arc is mid at best. It's all
In the
just kind of
manga.
like set up for the rest, the actual like
Yeah.
compelling story stuff. So I was just like, yeah, it'll be whatever, you know. Maybe we'll get some good music out of it, but it really blew me the fuck away. Like, again, we were in LA where I'm watching it. I'm just like, holy shit, it's really good. And I'm like shitting. I'm taking a shit in the bathroom, and I'm just trying to watch Oshinoko Season 2. And I get out. I'm like, man, they're really going all in on this. It's weird.
No, yo, you didn't get out. You're yelling at us from the fucking bathroom, guys. This looks really good.
Yeah.
We just hear you drop a giant dookie. It's like, man, this Oshinoko Season 2 pretty good so far, guys.
Yeah.
Oh damn it! I gotta pee now. I gotta pee now. Hold on.
No, you got to talk about freaking Let the Grieving Soul Retire and no longer. Anyway. I'd also Chinoda has here listed no longer allowed in another world and Let this Grieving Soul Retire. No longer allowed in another world, I would say, is another surprise of the year because I believe Chinoda was the one who talked about it on the preview episode, and I was like, this actually sounds kind of interesting, you know.
This
like, first of all-
motherfucker has left his goddamn headset now next to the microphone again.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine, I suppose. I could just mute this section while he's gone, actually, on his mic. So it's actually not a big deal. But yeah, I was shocked at how much I liked it because, you know, I was going to watch it anyway because it's isekai trash. I was like, it's isekai, so even if it's trash, it doesn't matter
Right up
because
your
I like
alley.
isekai trash. Like, it doesn't. I see this as an absolute win. But I was actually very surprised at how much I liked this story because it's isekai, but also it's very unique in how it presents itself as an anime. Like, it's kind of meta commentary driven because the main character is he is an author himself, and he travels to another world to be an author where he writes people's stories. And it's just like there's very stereotypical setup to some of these character stories, but it doesn't mean they're bad. And then when you have Sensei himself explaining like the meta stuff, it's actually really good. Now, I don't know why Chinoda has Let this Grieving Soul Retire on here as a surprise of the year. I don't know if that's good or bad. I found the anime to be kind of just like whatever. Compared to the manga, I mean, the story has always been whatever because it's just a funny story about a guy who everyone thinks is OP, but he's like the weakest guy in the world, and it's about bullshitting. If in an RPG a character's stat could be like maxed, it's this. Andre or whatever his Cry Andre, I think his name is Cry.
Andre 3000?
No, he's basically like all his stats are 1 except luck, which is maxed out, and it's the anime.
Okay. So it's like walking into New Vegas with a max luck stat and going to the casino.
Yeah, and it's like it's funny to me. And it's just funny watching everyone else's reactions to like, oh my god, 1,000 tricks cry. He send Ben Bunker, like, oh my god, I can't believe he thought this far ahead. How did he know? And it's like it's stupid as fuck. That's why I liked it. The anime itself was all right. I think a lot of people were expecting a lot more from the anime, which is why it performed so poorly. I wouldn't say it performed poorly. It's like maybe a 7 point something on Mal. It's like a 4.3 or 4.2 on Crunchyroll, which is pretty
God.
bad.
Dang.
Because I think people were looking for like, because other shows like this, like it is very comparable to Eminence in Shadow, where we have a stupid
You
MC.
have my attention.
Well, here's the thing: in Eminence in Shadow, we have a stupid MC, and in Overlord, we have a stupid MC, and they kind of just bluff their way through stuff, and it kind of all works out. But also, the main characters are very likable. However, I would argue that in Let This Grieving Soul Retire, the main character is not that likable. Like, because he's not overpowered or anything like that, he doesn't really have any other redeeming qualities, so it's kind of hard to like him as a character.
I like how John is just completely taken over from Shinoda.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, where? I'm like, I'll just.
I'm trying to get
until he finishes.
to the last freaking thing. I told everyone what they needed to know about No Longer Allowed in Another World and Let This Grieving Soul Retire. I've talked about it for Shinoda.
Also,
Anyways,
Shinoda,
here's my take.
Well, Shinoda, I just want to let you know, just for future reference, if you set your headset down next to the mic, we can hear ourselves.
Oh shit! I forgot to mute it, didn't I? I am so
You
sorry.
forgot to mute it.
That is my bad. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
John can
I'll
edit
just
it out. It's
do it.
fine.
I'll fix it in post, like always.
Thank you,
Shinoda.
thank you, Mr. Magic Man. You are always loved. Terry
This will be
loves
the
you.
last episode I work on.
Or the
Turn it in my resume.
Don't
Or my
worry.
resignation.
I will pay him with a year's supply of root beer. Don't worry.
No longer allowed in another world. John already basically said it, but like sleeper hit, really. I didn't expect I didn't know what exactly I was going into when I was watching it. But then I started watching it and it was just like, yeah, this guy's suicidal, but like he uses talk no jutsu so fucking good on the entire world and it works. And like the way he does it is so good and it's so fun to watch because you just watch him break down a person to the point where they're just left crying and they're like, oh my god, I needed this therapy. He's like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to write a story. It was such a fun show. I genuinely enjoyed it. I really liked the characters. It was just really fun, but Sensei overall was just fantastic. And as for Let This Grieving Soul Retire, it wasn't just the show itself. It was the fact that I could feel the love from the people who made it, like how they made it, the voice acting in it, the stuff the producers did for their show that elevated it, like for example how they now this is more over directing itself, how they rolled over the ED as part of the story so many times, and just stuff like that. It was really good in my opinion, and it was a surprise for me because of that. I thought it was just gonna be a generic whatever show with this single premise, and it kind of is, but the characters are so fun and loving, and I just felt it. I really felt it because of that, and it was just a surprise show for me. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I still think the show is kind of whatever. The manga does it better, but it's whatever. It's fine. All right. Well, our
I guess
must-watch
that's-
shows overall.
The final category, must-watch shows. I guess you could also consider these our own personal anime of the year. I guess I'll start. So I'll start off with the continuing anime into 2024. Obviously, Frieren, obviously Apothecary Diaries, and Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2. All of these anime have great stories. They got great art, great music, great everything.
Didn't they take a break between part 1 and part 2? Or was it
For
just
Mushoku
continuous?
Tensei, yeah, they had a
Yeah, they
2
did.
core break in between
Yeah.
each one.
Yeah.
I think the first core aired in the summer, and then the second core also aired in the summer, of this year.
Yeah.
I think, spring or summer. I can't remember. It was this year though. We've mentioned it again before. The fucking stuff with Paul in Mushoku Tensei Season 2. Who, who, watching Mao Mao as a character through Apothecary Diaries Season 1 was amazing. Again, that's a show I don't even remember us ever talking about on a season preview that we did back then in fall of 2023.
No, we didn't know nothing about it.
And by the time it gets into like the 5th or 6th week of the season and everyone's talking about it, it's like, we got to go watch this shit. And by God, was it good.
So I remember Chinoda was talking about it, like, oh man, Apothecary Diaries is really good. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care what Chinoda thinks. But then I remember looking on Mal and seeing like it had a 5.0, or not Mal, on Crunchyroll, and had a 5.0 rating, which is like, dear God, that is ungodly high. Anything above a 4.8 is really high on Crunchyroll. Like, if it's a bad show, it's under 4.5. If it's an all right show, it's between like 4.5 to 4.7. If it's 4.8 or higher, it's really well received or really well liked. Because a lot of shows, like Mushoku Tensei, I believe is like a 4.9, but the Apothecary Diaries was like 5.0, and I was like, what? It has like 116,000 reviews or something, and I was like, what is this? Are people just review bombing this for like positive review? What the fuck is going on here? So I was curious, and I had to check it out, and I was like, holy shit, it's really good. Like, first of all, the music, I believe the OP was being done by Kevin Penkin and a bunch of other people. I believe he also did the OST, right? Kevin Penkin and a bunch of like 2 other people. And I was like, first of all, you didn't mention that. Second of all, you didn't mention that Aoyuki was the main character. I love Aoyuki. She's a phenomenal voice actor, in my opinion. So I was just like, what the hell, dude? You missed all the important shit to tell me why I should watch
it. He buried the lead.
Goddamn.
As usual, I play games.
Yeah, sure you do. I don't think you even thought about it.
No,
I don't even think you knew that Kevin Penkin did the OST or who Aoyuki was. I don't think you cared.
Ow.
Wow. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff just combines to be, and a great story, a phenomenal story.
Phenomenal story. Phenomenal music, phenomenal story, really good art, really good animation.
I mentioned this during our spoiler cast for Apothecary Diaries first season. It reminds me a lot of Full Metal Alchemist in the sense that it's a overall serious story being told, but it also knows when it can like pull the reins back a little bit and let itself be a little funny. But it doesn't
let it breathe.
That comedy doesn't overstay its welcome.
Now, I do think it's kind of weird that it's a fictional story written by a Japanese person about the perspective of being a Chinese woman in like the Ming Dynasty or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, and that's another thing. When we were like talking about this, I like, this kind of feels like it could be like, 1600s, 1700s China. And I'm thinking, I went and looked it up. It's like, no, it's like supposed to be like 900 AD. It's like, what the fuck?
It's way back in the way back.
But it's a great anime. Frieren obviously is not only one of the best anime of the last, I guess, 2 years now, but is one of the best anime I've ever seen of all time. I'm really hoping when it gets a second season that it will maintain that quality. For the love of God, Madhouse, please don't fuck this. You've been given a golden goose. Don't fuck this up.
I'm certain they will.
Yeah.
It's Madhouse after all.
But, what is this? Oh, I thought it was like a Frieren plushie you were about to like...
No, it's Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
All that's great, and honestly, if I have to give, like, if we're doing the whole thing where it ends this year, I got to give my personal anime of the year to Frieren. However, if we're limiting it to only things that premiered and ended this year, my anime of the year is the Spice and Wolf remake. It was so well done. The music by help me out, John.
Who was the
Kevin
music by?
Bacon.
Kevin Pinkin, thank you. Thank you.
You guys are such big fans. You don't even remember. Come on, dude.
I knew it was Kevin, but it's like it's not Kevin Pigpen. That was what was
No,
coming to
Penkin.
mind.
No, Free
I
Run
knew
was
it was
Evan
Kevin-
Call. Apothecary Diaries was Kevin Penkin, plus those two other Japanese people.
I knew
And
it was
Spice and Wolf
Kevin
remake
as
was
like
Kevin Penkin.
for some reason Pigpen kept coming to mind. I was like, that's not right.
No, Penkin.
Pinkin. That music is so good. I love the fact that they're doing the light novel art style with the character designs and everything. The fact that this seems like it's going to be a complete adaptation, a second season has already been announced. And we got the original voice actors are back in both English and Japanese. And
Super cool.
they're doing I would argue that they're doing an even better job this time than they did the first time. The banter is still there. The dialogue is well written, and it's a pretty faithful adaptation of the source material. So yeah, if I have to give my anime of the year to something that began and ended this year, I'm going with Spice and Wolf remake. If I can choose anything, I'm gonna say Free Run.
Okay.
All right. To continue off of that, Freyren, of course, ended this year technically. So again, it wins again because it's amazing.
Okay,
Apothecary
Crunchyroll.
Diaries. Apothecary Diaries was fan-freaking-tastic, and everyone should go watch it. Shangri-La Frontier, season 2 is airing right now, but season 1 also ended this year. Holy shit, the boss fight. It reignited my gamer soul like no other. I mean, the hype. The fucking hype. So much fun. Dungeon Meshi was such a fun show. Great characters. Just genuinely loved it. Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince. Problematic it may be. It had a lot of cool as fuck moments.
I don't even think it was that problematic, dude. Like, I don't. Whatever.
It wasn't as problematic as gushing over magical girls. That's for sure.
For sure.
No, but like still
There's
people
way worse shows out there.
people got butthurt about the fact that it's a little boy who sometimes looks sussy.
Like,
Is what I'll say.
whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Yoko was 14. Whatever.
Look, we're not gonna get into that. These people.
These
Whatever.
double standards are too high.
It is. But that's what you get when you
Anyway.
have tourists. Anyways, Too Many Losing Heroines. One of my absolute favorites in terms of art direction of the entire year. Genuinely love the characters. So much fun. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, and just holy shit. No Longer Allowed in Another World. Again, Sensei is just such a strong character with Talk no Jutsu. It
So
is.
good. It's so
It
good.
is. I would describe it as a B tier anime, honestly. Maybe A tier, but just it stands on its own on the strength of its writing.
I wouldn't call it a B tier anime. I think it's more it's an anime for people who are seasoned anime watchers because of the meta humor and like the self-deprecation of the isekai genre. You kind of need to have seen quite a lot of isekai to really understand like
The tropes.
to understand the beauty of why it's such a good anime.
Actually, yeah, that would beautiful, succinct way of putting it, John. Thank you. And Senpai's
Otokonoko.
Otokonoko. Yes, thank you. I genuinely love this story because it tackled some gender issues that kids can have. It was just such a sweet love story as well, and it was fantastic. It was to the point where I went and read the manga as well, and I'm genuinely looking forward to it. And it's ending off in a movie as well that's coming out pretty soon. So just great thing overall. And that's my list of
I'd like
what
to
I
add
think. Yeah.
like to add Shinoda to what you said about Senpai is no Tokonoko. It does what you're talking about without making a joke out of it,
Oh
which
yeah.
is the important part. There's a lot of anime that bring that shit up, but they make jokes out of it. This one doesn't.
Yeah, no, it takes it fully seriously, and like it also talks about like what troubles can occur and all that, and it shows some of the things that can happen. But it never treats it as a joke, and it never treats its characters as a joke either.
Well, this all
Like,
sounds like SJW bullshit. Not in my America. Anyway, uh, for my must-watch shows overall, obviously Free Run and Apothecary Diaries, but like I said, I feel like it's cheating because we mentioned them. We literally said the same thing last year. So to use it 2 years in a row, what are we, Crunchyroll? So I'm gonna skip past those. But seriously, if you haven't watched them, how have you not watched them? Everyone has not shut up about them. Go watch them. Same thing for Mushoku Tensei. How have you not watched it? Go watch it. Shut up and go watch it. I will say, definitely go watch Oshinoko season 2. Yeah. Brain
talk
rot.
about a disappointment.
Listen, it's been like we've been recording for like almost 3 hours now. I want to leave. But I know that a lot of people were disappointed with Oshinoko season 1 and kind of dropped it. I think that they should give season 2 a shot. Just because it was done so well. Like I really hope people do that. Because a lot of people have been saying like Oshinoko fell off because season 1 it really ends really badly because of how strong episode 1 was in season 1, and then you get the rest and it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of middling, and then season 2. But I think season 2 was adapted really well, and everyone should give it a shot. That being said, oh my god, the Spice and Wolf remake is really good, and I am very biased. If I had to recommend a show for this year specifically, it would be go watch Spice and Wolf remake. If you've never seen Spice and Wolf, go treat yourself and go watch Spice and Wolf remake. It's so good. Shout out to Kevin Penkin. You fucking killed it, bud. Man, you're a musician. You're such a great musician. Outside of that, I've got shout outs.
Also,
to,
shout outs to Passione for the animation job.
Oh
that he
yeah,
did, too.
Passione, the studio
great
that
job.
does it. Great
Yeah.
job. Outside of all of that, shout outs to Windbreaker. Sleeper hit, really good. Good job, Cloverworks. They are killing it with the animation lately. Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young again was really fucking cute and also really fucking sad. So I really liked it. That one made me cry like I think 3 times when I watched it. Like there's 3 separate times in the anime where I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah,
Who's
John got
chopping
multiple.
onions?
John got multiple DMs me, but while I was,
Bro, I told
while
you
we were
would
watching,
fuck you up. I told you it would fuck you up.
it messed me up.
It's cute, but also it's gonna fuck you up. This is why I couldn't put in like relaxing, because like this wasn't a relaxing show. My heart was like going. It was,
I was
going
crying,
between like happiness and sadness. Like, nah, I can't put it in there. But I wanted to give a shout out to that show specifically. No Longer Allowed in Another World. Another shout out. If you like isekai, if you have seen a lot of isekai, give this one a shot. You will enjoy it. Mr. Villain's Day Off is also a really good one, but that one's kind of just like if you have nothing else to watch, you just want to watch a stupid show that you're just like, haha, kind of funny, go watch it. It's a very healing show. And the last one, Blue Box. I really recommend people go watch Blue Box because I don't think it's nearly popular enough because unfortunately it is on Netflix. I think it does deserve a chance to be entered into like the anime zeitgeist of like popular shows. It deserves to be there because it is well done so far. I've only seen 3 episodes, but I am willing to put it in my recommendations.
Oh,
because
fuck. I completely forgot to talk about this earlier, but go watch The Elusive Samurai. The Sakuga in that is fucking phenomenal. I mean, holy shit.
You know what's
Sorry,
really
John.
funny? I think that season 1 of Elusive Samurai was the boring part because it's not that's not even the good part, bro. Like you think that's good?
Really?
Oh my god, bro.
Okay.
Season 2 is gonna blow your fucking mind. That's not even the good part.
Especially if they keep up with the Sakuga, what they showed in season 1. Oh my god, it's gonna be even better then.
Yeah. So Spice and Wolf, right? It's our anime of the
Spice
year.
and Wolf. That's the anime of the year, baby.
Oh, I'm so glad it's good because God, I didn't want to have to go through like 30 years of coping. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's kind of our anime in a nutshell, our best of 2024. Let
I
us
would like to
know.
point out that this was a very long episode for anime in a nutshell.
Yeah, I know. I guess we can't
Really.
we can't
You know,
really
one of
call
the
it
things I
anime in a
wanted to
nutshell.
avoid was like a 4-hour recording like we did with the freaking anime of the year award show shit last time. So,
Congratulations, John.
listen, if people want to listen to this for 3 hours, they're more than welcome to. Though I guess it would be
The first
about
like
2 hours.
35, 40 minutes is just us vamping.
Yeah, it'd be like 2 hours and some change. But anyway,
Anyway,
thank you all out there for dropping by to listen to us.
Oh, are you gonna sign us out, John?
No, I'm getting us back on track because I derailed
Alright.
us, so I'm putting us
Alright.
back.
Well, like John said, thank you everyone out there for dropping in to watch us talk about our favorites from this last year. Let us know down below what you think were some of your favorites of anime from last year. And especially if it's ones we didn't talk about or we didn't get to. By no means was anything we talked about necessarily exhaustive. Obviously, we didn't watch every single anime that came out last year. And there's still quite a few from this year I have on my watch list that I need to get to. I don't know about John and Chinoda.
Same. No, actually, same.
But
I've got like 3 more.
also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you like what you saw and you want to see more. Check down below where you can find links to all the stuff Anime Club After Dark does. We also have a link to our merch store down there where you can help out Anime Club After Dark if that is what you want to do. With that, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
The real question is,
Do it, Shinoda. Do it.
I was about to say, have you guys watched the real best movie of the year?
Oh my
I
god.
have seen Sonic 3.
You've seen Sonic 3? Am I the
Yes.
only one who hasn't watched it?
Go watch the best
Man.
movie of the year. Fuck.